The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
What do you know?
Is there a war? I haven't seen the newspaper.
No, it's just maneuvers. That's sort of practice like.
I don't see why they have to practice in a high-class neighborhood like this.
I think it's exciting.
Where do they come from?
Well, they set up camp right next to our place. Ain't you seen it?
Well, tank's or no tank, I'm going to finish my lunch.
Me too.
Hey, say, Pepina, I got to thinking. I wouldn't want to take a chance on our cow getting hit by one of them tanks. Go find it and put it in the barn, will you?
Well, what about my lunch, Senor Grandpa?
Tomorrow's another day.
All right, come on, keep it moving.
As soon as you get those provisions stored away, have your men report to headquarters.
Yes, sir. Look, Lieutenant, we really don't have to eat this.
These are combat maneuvers. You will eat combat rations.
But, Lieutenant, not...
That's all, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Powdered eggs. Canned chipped beef. Powdered milk. Kowalski? I just heard something wonderful.
You can't fool me. I see your footsteps. Arrest! Ay, Chihuahua.
Now what?
It's Betsy, the cow. She's gone.
Gone?
They will track this side of the fence and tracks the other side of the fence. She has joined the army.
Why didn't you go in and get her?
Well, it is not permitted. The big sign says arrest.
Say, Luke, we best get on over there. Pepina, you get back on that drainage ditch.
But I haven't started my lunch. And I'm hot from all that running.
Feed her cold and starve her fever. The ditch.
Now, what about your cow?
Well, she turned up missing.
This is an army camp, not a lost and found department.
Well, she ain't lost. She's right in here.
Yeah, her tracks come right through the side fence there.
Tracks?
Yeah, you know, cow tracks. You're plain as a nose in your face.
There are cow tracks everywhere out here in the sticks.
Well, you see, it could be that maybe somebody just sort of helped her in through the fence.
That's right. Blame the army for everything. She might have jumped over.
Jumped over? Oh, yeah, I guess that'd be possible, yeah.
Sure, she could have, maybe. Yeah, we're not blaming nobody, you understand. We just like to get our cow and be on our way.
I cannot take men from their duty to look for every stray cow.
We'll look for her.
This is a restricted military area.
Well, now, if we could talk to the top man...
You are talking to him. I'm in charge here, complete charge. Directly under Colonel Martin.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe he'd just like to...
I can't disturb the colonel for every petty nuisance like this. Here's a claims form. You fill it in. Complete description and valuation. Attach affidavits and invoices. Have it notarized and forward it in triplicate to regional headquarters in San Diego.
San Diego? Oh, no, Bessie couldn't have wandered that far.
Say, now, look, son, we don't know nothing about no papers. All we want to get is our cow.
Look, I have done all I can for you. Now... Yes. But a disabled tank? The broken water pump, well, where is it?
Well, that's right in front of our place.
We've got to get it off that road. A truck convoy's due by there any minute.
Well, there's a road right there. Could you slip up?
Grandpa, that'd put him right over by our barn.
Can he go another 100 yards? And we'll have him pull up that side road at E4. The repair truck will be there in an hour. And remind him it's battle conditions. He's to get it out of sight.
Grandpa, he ain't giving us our cow. What are you helping him with his tank for?
Now, Luke, I'm ashamed of you, downright ashamed. There's one thing us McCoys is neighborly.
Yo, Grandpa! You will never guess what came up the road and is now behind our barn.
The army tank.
You'll never guess. You guessed.
Back to the ditch.
Well, that's right, thoughtful Hassie. I could sure use some nice cool cider.
Cookies, too.
They're for the soldiers in the tank.
Oh?
They're just the cutest boys. One's real tall from Atlanta, Georgia. They're going to be around here on maneuvers for another week.
Well, you're kind of gussied up, ain't you?
Seems like he's kind of on maneuvers, too, huh? Come on, Luke, that's what you do.
That sure is a great idea you got, Grandpa.
Sure is pretty slick, wasn't it?
It sure is.
We'll show that lieutenant there's more than one way to skin a cow. It looks good here, don't it?
Yeah, it sure does. But we better get over and get this sign posted on the gate.
Yeah.
Where's the tank?
The what?
The tank.
Oh, the tank. It's up on the roof.
On the roof?
Well, it's the best place in the world for it. You see, up there, the water runs downhill into the kitchen without no pumping.
No, I didn't mean...
Don't be an idiot, Luke. I don't think this gentleman's looking for a water tank.
That's right.
It must be a gas tank.
You don't seem to understand. I'm trying to locate an army tank. An army tank. You know, with a cannon. You know, boom! Boom!
Say, do that again, will you? Just the boom part.
Oh, sure. All right, Pops, never mind. I'll find it myself.
But you did say boom, didn't you?
You're not gonna let me in?
Oh, no, we can't. You see, this is a civilian reservation.
But you do have the tank.
Oh, yeah, we got a tank.
Yeah, I know. On the roof. I'm not sure what you two tank-nabbing lemon Abners are up to. Me? I just make a report to the lieutenant.
You was great, Grandpa.
Hey, what about yourself?
Well, I expect we'll be getting more company now.
Yeah.
And when that lieutenant gets here, we'll just ask him for the cow, nice and polite.
Oh, sure, Luke.
I don't want you to do no yelling or nothing.
Well, now, Luke, when did you know me to raise my voice? Oh, howdy.
It's you.
Well, Lieutenant, come on in. Come on, sit yourself down.
I haven't got time to sit down. I came here for just one reason.
Well, now, before we discussed anything, we'd like to talk to you about our cow. Now, if you was to leave us look around some...
I told you what to do.
Look, I know it don't seem like much to you, but it's mighty important to us. You see, that's our herd.
You're bothering me about a mangy old cow when I'm in the middle of a war?
What?
Right now, the United States Army 22nd Armored Division is engaged in actual combat maneuvers.
But it ain't real.
It's real enough. And I don't mind telling you that at this very moment, my command is in desperate straits. I've been flanked.
Say, that sounds kind of serious.
It'll be even more serious if I don't get back right away. 50 men are about to be ambushed without their leader.
Grandpa.
Now, I'll do the talking, Luke.
What?
Now, if you want to settle this cow business, you could go right back, you see. Her name is Bessie.
Where's my tank?
You want to do nothing about this cow?
Look, I asked you about my tank.
Oh, you got a tank mission, huh? Well, this is a farm. This ain't a lost and found department.
Say, Grandpa.
You're interrupting, Luke. Now about this tank that got away from you.
Grandpa, can I see you in the kitchen for a
It
minute?
ain't polite, Luke.
Yeah, I want to see you.
Excuse us. Care to look at the magazine, Sergeant?
You're just making trouble. Now, look, maybe we ought to file a report like the lieutenant said.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, Grandpa, the lieutenant's got more on his mind besides the cow.
Well, I'm still going to handle this my way.
All right, then I just ain't going to have nothing more to do with it.
Well, suit yourself.
Look, McCoy, I've wasted enough time here already. I want my tank, and I happen to know it's right here on these grounds.
Well, what makes you think so?
Well, the tank tracks go right through your gate.
Oh, them tracks is everywhere around here out in the sticks.
I tell you, that tank is here.
I tell you what you do. You write out a description of that, you see. How high it is, how wide it is, how many windows in it, what color it is. And then if I do find a tank, you see, I'll know it for sure if it's yours. If you don't mind, will you make that out in triple ticket?
All right, McCoy. You ask for it. I'm reporting this to my colonel.
Oh, he's one fella I ain't met yet.
And I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen to you. Under Title 18, Section 641 of the U.S. Code, unlawful seizure of government property is punishable by a fine of $10,000, a prison sentence of 10 years, or both.
Grandpa, I'm calling him back.
Hey, stay where you are, Luke. We got him on the run now.
But, Grandpa, you can't keep it. You just can't. You heard what he said. It's law-breaking.
I know a place in Mexico. They will never find us. I think I better start parking.
Look, Grandpa, when the colonel comes, you just tell him straight out that it was all a mistake.
Luke, us McCoys is all stood up for our rights.
But you can't fight a whole army.
Now, look, Luke, we're both in this thing together. A wrong's been done us, and we're just trying to set it right.
Look, Grandpa, I always done what you asked. But I'm afraid this is one time I'm going to have to stand against you. Because what you're doing is wrong for all of us. Now, when they come back here, I want you to apologize and give him back his tank. Because if you don't, I will.
Waving the white flag, huh, Luke? All right, Luke. I'll go along with you, seeing as how you all set against me.
Oh, it ain't like that at all, Grandpa.
You just can't imagine it. Me, a McCoy, forced to surrender. That lieutenant wasn't the only one that was flanked.
Grandpa, you promised.
How do you do, sir? I'm Colonel Martin.
Oh, I do, Colonel. I'm Luke McCoy. This here's my grandpa, Amos McCoy.
That's the man behind all this, sir.
Yeah, he's right, Colonel, but the truth is, I ain't against the Army. In fact, I'm kind of proud of it.
I told him about Title 18, Section 641.
The boy here says I'm bringing shame on the family name, but I meant to do just the opposite, but I never had no choice.
I knew you'd change your tune.
I was hoping that somebody'd come along and see how bad we was getting treated.
All right, you're sorry. Now, give us back our tank.
No, I won't. I'll tell you, this gate is closed and ain't gonna open.
Grandpa, put that down.
I told you he was a troublemaker, sir.
Now, I'll either be standing straight up or laying out flat, but nothing in between. I ain't gonna come and begging to you on my knees.
Now, listen.
Lieutenant, why don't you go over to the house and get a drink of water?
Water, sir?
That's an order.
Yes, sir. You say, Colonel, Grandpa, here's...
Look, you better go to the house, too.
Well, Grandpa, just
Look,
tell...
see that the lieutenant gets a clean glass.
Well, Grandpa...
That's an order, too, Luke.
Yeah, it's a nice, sturdy fence you got here.
Yeah, well, it's as good as it come, I guess.
All a post, creosoted.
Yeah, that sort of keeps the rot out and keeps the cattle in.
How many head you milking now?
Well, now that varies considerable. Yesterday, I milked one cow. Today, I milked one less.
Sold her.
No, straight. Through the gate. Guess you got in with your soldiers.
You think my boys helped her a little?
Well, I ain't thought much on it.
You know, this is the first I heard about your cow.
Yeah, I figured it was.
That lieutenant, he know about this?
Oh, yeah. He was the first fellow I talked to. Right neighborly, too. Wouldn't let me in to get her, of course, because it's a restricted area, but he gave me a bunch of papers to fill out and triple ticket.
Excuse me a minute. Command post. Colonel Martin.
The Colonel's using the radio.
It's probably sending for the civil authorities.
You mean like the sheriff?
You may not know it, but your grandfather's in for trouble.
Not only the animal, I want the man responsible. Yeah, weather's warming up a bit.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a lot cooler up in back of the barn there, where there's always a breeze, if there is one. Won't you come in?
Why, thank you.
Senor Grandpa, open the gate.
But you didn't think he wouldn't.
I never expect him to give in so peaceable.
Yes, it is a little cooler up here, isn't it?
Yeah, you get a breeze off on that hill there sometimes.
Nice-looking tank you got here.
Where? Oh, there. Yeah, mighty handy. Wouldn't want to be without one.
Doesn't give much milk, though, does it?
No, they don't, but they sure put an end to any chicken thieves you might have.
I understand they're expensive to operate.
Yes, I understand so, too, but not in gas and oil. But we're practically going broke with cookies and cider.
Cider?
Yeah. And say, speaking of cider, we might find a drop or two up the house.
Lead away. Mr. McCoy, that missing cow of yours might be just wandering back any minute.
Seems possible.
Now, I could have this tank taken away so it wouldn't frighten her.
Well, now, that appears to be a good idea. Well, cider's waiting.
Shall I take the prisoner, sir?
You report back to that tank. I want it running in 30 minutes.
But, sir,
And don't forget to close the gate after you. Mr. McCoy's cow may be back soon, and I don't want her lost again.
His cow? Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
That boy's going to make a real fine officer someday, just as soon as he learns to forget a little bit about rules and learn a little bit about people.
Well, now, you know, he just might at that. But I has the same trouble with the young bloods here. They sure need a lot of learning, don't they?
I beg your pardon, Colonel, but could you tell me what you decided?
Why, Mr. McCoy and I decided on cider.
Cider? Cider?
Look, see if Haskell left any of them cookies go along with it, would you? Go on now.
Mr. McCoy, Next time you turn your cow out to graze, I wish you'd be more careful.
Yes,
I wouldn't turn her out along that north fence where the troops are camped.
I believe you're right, sir.
Let her out along the east side for a while.
But ain't that where you officers is?
That's right.
Oh, Colonel.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
And as you know, this is the major effort of our PTA year. So I'm proud of all of you here who are willing to give your time and effort for this worthy cause. This event is important not only to the school and to the community, but it is of special importance to the students themselves, since we hope to raise enough money to buy much-needed athletic equipment. This equipment would cost... I have the figures here somewhere in my notes. At least I think I have.
Grandpa, wake up.
Put the car at the pasture, Luke. I'll be right out.
Oh, yes. Here are the figures. $284. Now, for the past 7 years, Mrs. Ambrose Gherkin has been kind enough to take charge of this affair. However, realizing the heavy burden that this entails, we hope that this year someone else will volunteer to take over Mrs. Gherkin's duties.
That won't be at all necessary. I'm only too happy to give of myself. Now that's all settled.
But Mrs. Gherkin...
It's all settled, dear.
The same goddamn thing happens every year. Judge Gherkin's wife takes over and the fair don't make no money, ain't all.
May we have quiet, please? Now, to proceed with our plans. I have allocated special booths to the various families. The Fergusons will run the bean guessing game. And the Edwards will have hot dogs and cotton candy, as usual. And the McCoys will have the fish dip.
The what dip?
Fish dip.
Fish?
Dip. For 10 cents, the customers can dip into the tank with a little net, and if they catch a fish, they can keep it for a pet.
Well, now, that's the craziest thing.
Miss Gherkin, I wonder if we could figure out our own booth?
Yeah, we don't want to do no fish dipping.
So happens it can be very exciting.
For the fish, maybe, but I can think of something be a whole lot more exciting for the customers.
Grandpa, I got me some ideas, too.
It's good, Luke. I'll make him a first assistant.
Grandpa, I think we ought to work on this equal.
Gentlemen, may we proceed?
Sorry, Miss Gherkin, but anyways, you can count on us for a booth. Me and my grandson here, we'll work side by side, pooling all our brains together. Fair enough with you, Luke?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Well, now, it's just a matter of deciding which one of my ideas we want to use.
stop leaning on me. I'm trying to draw.
Luke, if you had our teacher, she'd make you stay after school.
Well, it's just a sketch. Now, that's the way we're going to build a booth. Miss Gherkin wants them all about the same size.
Well, I think it's just perfect. I bet we'll have the best booth there.
It might be at that.
Little Luke, will you help me find some crepe paper?
I don't feel good.
Would you do like your sister asked you?
Ah, gee. Hey, Luke. Got something for you. Look what I got down the barber shop. We can hang this right up in the front of the booth. Cut off that calendar part there, and nobody's going to look at it anyway.
Look, Grandpa, you can't hang up nothing like this in a school.
Why not? Why, they should have them buzzing around that booth like flies.
Just forget it, will you? Forget it. I got everything worked out right here.
Well, now, look, I ain't decided what idea I'm going to use yet.
Yeah, well, I thought of something in the meantime, Grandpa. You see, we're going to have a balloon game.
Balloon game?
Yeah, we sell 3 darts for a dime, you see, and if anybody breaks a balloon, they win one of Hassie's gingerbread men.
Oh, you're joking, ain't you, Luke? I'm joking?
What do you mean?
Well, gingerbread man. Why, this is beginning to make that fish dip sound real exciting.
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with the prize we're giving. Gingerbread man has got wide appeal.
I'm doing eight.
Well, now, Grandpa, me and Hassie, we decided on the balloon game.
You never thought to ask me about it? Nothing, huh? Suppose I was to tell you I want no part of it, and that's it.
Now, Grandpa, we might just as well be peaceful about this thing. I mean, after all, you and me, we're going to be working together in the same booth.
Oh, no, look, there ain't no booth big enough for the two of us.
What?
I'm going to build my own booth.
Well, all right. All right, just go ahead and build a booth. Go ahead and build one.
You bet I will. You know, what do you know about making money anyways?
Well, I don't have to be no J.P. Morgan to get somebody to step up to the booth and break a balloon.
Well, now let me tell you something. This business of raising money is just like anything else. Takes experience.
Experience, huh? Well, there happens to be such a thing as young blood, too, you know.
Well, I'll think of something. I got it, Luke. I got it. You just wait to see that money come a-pouring in.
Grandpa, you got a funny gleam in your eye. You up to something?
Me? Up to something? Now, what kind of a question is that for you to ask your gray-haired old grandpa?
Can you tell anything by reading the pictures, Grandpa?
Oh, a little.
What kind of games are these?
Oh, these are charity games. They're too hard to set up.
What are we going to do?
Oh, I'll think of something. I got an ID. It's a humdinger.
What is it, Grandpa?
It's a surprise. Why did they put a decent-sized head on these nails?
Senor Grandpa, why don't you buy some new ones?
What are you trying to do, be a funny man or something? Go straighten me out a few more, huh?
Si, senor.
Here, little Luke, see if you can find me a board about a foot wide.
Okay, Grandpa.
Hi, Peppino.
Yeah.
Hey, you're beginning to look pretty good.
Oh, thanks, yeah. Well, how's Grandpa's stand coming?
All right, if nobody blows on it.
Yeah. What kind of a game is he figuring on having over there?
He didn't tell me.
Oh, not that it makes any difference to me, you understand, but, well, he must have given you some kind of a inkling, didn't he?
Inkling?
A hint, a little hint?
No. I asked him about it a few times, and the nicest answer he gave me, I cannot repeat it.
I'll be right back, Hassie.
What do you want?
The bracing bit.
There's a hardware store 2 blocks down the street.
Well, now, look, that's a McCoy bracing bit. I got as much right to it as you have.
Well, I'm a-using it.
You're using a hammer.
Well, I'm using the brace and bit in this hand.
I'm taking it.
You do nothing of the sort.
Yes, I am. I'm taking it.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, howdy.
It's nice to see you McCoys working together hand in hand.
Don't seem to see this booth on my chart, just the one over there.
Well, this is sort of extra booth, you see. But I'll guarantee you'll be happy with it. Sort of make up for them 7 lean years.
What kind of a game are you planning to have?
Well, the game is a sort of a surprise.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCoy, but I must know.
Oh, you mean what kind of a game? Well, let's see now. I'll explain it to you. It's round.
I see.
And it's got little pegs in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made of wood. And then it's got these things all shooting out from the centers. Yes, that's a pretty good picture of it.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. It's important that we know these things.
It's got paint, too. I'm going to be using this.
Now, give me that.
I need it.
I got to bore a hole. Now, just... Ow!
There's your hole.
I got the paint on the brush.
Good. Just about got the game all set.
Oh, I would like to see it.
Well, there it is. All I got to do is paint the numbers on it. What do you think?
A gaming wheel. What are you going to get for prices?
You'll find out.
Surprise. Senor Grandpa, for 1 minute, I thought you were going to have gambling for money.
You know something, Peppina? You hit the nail right on the head.
Gambling?
Sure.
In a school?
Do you know of a better way to raise money?
But nobody has ever gambled in a school.
They've always got to be a first, and this is for charity. I'm going to show everybody, especially a fella by the name of Luke McCoy, just how to raise money.
But, Senor
And
Grandpa...
you're going to work right alongside of me.
I just remembered. I have a date in Mexico City.
Well, that's nice. Maybe things will work out better that way.
What do you mean?
You not being at the fair when Conchita's father asked me who kept his daughter out till 4 o'clock in the morning?
What time do I start to work?
Right now. Help me put this wheel back there on that mop handle.
Round. Round. Got little things coming out. Round, little things coming out of it. Wood. Wood and round. Round wood. There ain't nothing coming out of it. Yeah. Got to be making something.
Can we start now, Grandpa?
No, we better wait till the crowd gets a little bigger. See, it looks like that wheel needs oil. And get on your box here and oil her up a little.
Okay.
Well, we know what he was building, but what's he going to give away for prizes? Oh, yes, ma'am. Here you are. 3 for a dime.
Yeah, they're really starting to come now. All right, Luke, I guess we get going now.
Yeah.
Now, folks, just step right over this way. It's the only game in the place that pays off in cash money. Hurry, hurry, hurry. All right, Peter, get going. Come on. Hurry, folks.
I make a bet. I bet number 13.
Man, bets 30. Get them Mexican pesos out of here. We use American money. Hurry, 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 folks.
Real gambling. Hey, that's for me.
Get your dime down, folks. Get your dime. Come on, folks. Right over here. Cash prizes. Get your dime, don't.
I can't believe it. Gambling.
What are our teachers going to say? Come on, let's go over there.
Oh, miss, you ain't thrown your darts yet.
Maybe later.
What?
Come on now, folks. Put down a dime.
You forgot your gingerbread, man.
Now, folks, right over here is where you win your cash money. Get your money down.
Engine number 9. Put your money on the line.
Come on now, folks. Put down a dime. Win a half a dollar. All right, spin it.
Well, ain't bad enough that Grandpa's doing
There
it.
we go.
He's got a minor child working at it.
I'll be suspended.
Come on, number 13. 13.
Disgrace. A positive disgrace. I don't know. What can we do? He's already started it. From the looks of things, he's going to make a lot of money for us.
Bet a nickel, bet a dime. There's a winner every time.
I should never have let him open the booth. And I'm going to put a stop to it. Mrs. Gherkin, it's all for charity.
There we go.
It's corrupting the morals of the PTA.
You like to try it, lady?
I'll try number 13 again. It can't miss twice in a row.
Mr. McCoy.
Oh, howdy, Miss Gherkin. You say, would you like to try your luck?
Certainly would not.
Well, would you mind stepping back and leaving the players in?
I want you to stop this game immediately.
Stop it. Well, you wanted athletic equipment for the school, didn't you? Well, by tonight, I'll be able to buy you a baseball field.
Are you going to stop this or aren't you?
Not on your life.
Well, we'll see about that.
All right, now, we all coming here, folks. Leave a rip, little Luke.
Okay, folks. Step up and break a balloon. We pay 6 to 1 odds. That's 60 cents. Cash money.
Hey, that sounds better than this.
Step up, folks. Cash money. Yes, sir. We're going to fight fire with fire. Get over there and take their money, Hash. Hey, folks, step over here and get your darts, folks. We give you 60 cents every time you bust one. Yes, sir. It only costs you a dime. That's 6 to 1 odds.
7 to 1 over here, folks. Get your money down.
8 to 1 here, folks. 8 to 1 over here.
9 to 1 over here, folks. 9 to 1.
Folks, it's 10 to 1 over here. Stay right over here. We'll go as high as we have to go.
Where do you think you're going?
I get better odds over there.
Well, Conchita's father ought to be here in a minute now.
13.
Bet a nickel, bet a dime.
There, Lieutenant.
Here, come on, get your dimes down for the next one.
Folks,
Grandson's doing it now.
over here, folks. You can't go wrong.
Now demand that you do your duty.
Step right up.
Okay, if that's how you want it. Come on.
Yeah, step right up, folks. It's the best game at the fair. How about you, mister? Would you like to try your luck?
Win real money here?
Oh, cash on the line, mister. And I can tell that you're a real gambling man.
All right. You're under arrest.
Under arrest?
What for?
Illegal gambling. All right, then. Confiscate his money and put him under arrest. I'll take care of the other one.
How we doing, little Luke?
The cigar box is almost full.
Fine.
You cover any kind of bet here?
Any kind, ain't all. This is our bankroll.
You win all that on this wheel?
Every nickel of it. Make your bet.
No, thanks. I'm a police officer.
Well, that's all right. We'll leave anybody play.
You're under arrest for running a gambling game.
Under arrest.
I'm just doing my duty. I'll take that.
Now, look, officer, my grandson wasn't responsible for this. Why, this whole thing, it was my own idea.
It's all right, Grandpa. I done just as much as you did.
Well, I'll have to take you both in.
And I was going to graduate next year.
I'm sorry, Hess. I'm real sorry, Luke. I should ought to stayed out of the whole thing.
They were only trying to raise money.
Well, it's not my idea, believe me.
Who was it complained?
I did.
Oh, Miss Gherkin, huh? Well, you finally dipped down and caught yourself a couple of fish, huh? Well, let me tell you, this charge won't stick. Why, there ain't a judge in this county that wouldn't throw that case out of court. Officer, you got any idea as to the judge's name that was supposed to appear before?
Judge Gherkin.
Luke, we got about as much chance as the James boys.
Well, I read over the officer's report, and I see very little doubt as to your guilt. Now, you two were arrested for violation of City Ordinance 638, which prohibits gambling in a public place. Do you have anything to say?
Well, we never figured we was doing nothing wrong, Your Honor.
Yeah, you see, Judge, we wasn't going to keep none of the money. It was all going to buy athletic equipment for the school.
Weren't you in charge of that committee, Sarah?
That's right, Ambrose. And that's why we're here. I certainly wouldn't condone gambling of any kind.
Yes, dear. Weren't you men aware of the fact that what you were doing was illegal?
Well, I didn't think it was illegal, Your Honor. I figured it was just a painless way to get folks to donate for the athletic equipment, you see.
You see, in other years when we had the fair, we never really made nothing.
And that equipment costs a lot of money, Your Honor, and we want to be sure the kids got it.
I see. Well, gentlemen, there doesn't seem to be any question as to your liability in this matter, so I have no choice but to declare you both guilty and fine you $50.
$50?
Which I'll pay myself.
Ambrose, what are you doing?
I'm only trying to help the children get their athletic equipment.
But Ambrose!
If there were more children in that playground, there'd be few of them appearing before me in this court.
But I was just...
Folks, you may leave now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Sarah, you're nothing but a meddlesome troublemaker. People always have to do what you want them to. You always have to be the boss. Well, it's time you learned that people have ideas, too, and sometimes they're mighty good ones. Now, I don't want to hear any more of your petty little complaints, or I'm going to get angry.
Now, that's what I call good American justice.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Say, who do we know at a Francie Brown businessman's coop?
Well, that's Miss Murdoch. Kate's on one of our committees.
Slump down, Luke. Slump down. Maybe she drive on by.
It's too late now. She's coming straight on in.
Well, I'm asleep.
Good afternoon, Luke.
Howdy there, Miss Murdoch.
Is your grandfather asleep?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Something I can do for you, Miss Murdoch.
Yes, Luke. I must have some idea when Kate's coming back. You see, I've taken over her duties on the charity clothing drive, and it's a little too much for me. After all, I'm nearing 40.
I guess Grandpa just ate a radish in his sleep. Well, I'm sorry that Kate ain't here to help you. It looks like she won't be for quite a spell.
Oh? Has her mother taken a turn for the worse?
No, now Kate's the one that's down. You see, she was helping lift her mother up, and she hurt her back.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, and Kate's going to have to be bedrode for a while.
Well, it looks as though I'll have to carry on alone with the charity drive. Do you think you could have your contribution ready by tomorrow if I drop by?
Well, yeah, I think we could scrape together the few things that we got to give you.
Luke, I'll be ready to go in a little while.
All right, Miss Jensen. Oh, Miss Jensen, you know Miss Murdoch, don't you?
Yes. How do you do, Mrs. Jensen?
Yeah, Miss Jensen's been filling in for Kate. But now I'm afraid she's going to leave us.
I have to. My husband Ole says he would leave me flatter than a punctured tire if I don't come home. Well, if you really want someone, I know a girl who's looking for domestic work, and I...
Yeah, well, we already got somebody coming. As a matter of fact, Miss Jensen found her for us. It's a friend of her sister's. She's arriving on the plane from Sweden this afternoon. But thanks, just the same.
I was only just trying to help. Well, I'll drop in tomorrow for the clothes. And thank you for being so cordial, Mr. McCoy.
Well, look who's here.
Gee, Grandpa, you should have seen all them airplanes. She's a lovely person, Grandpa.
Yeah. Oh, she brought my daughter with her, huh? Well, where's she at, Luke?
This is her, Grandpa. This is Helga.
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
Well, Helga, you were supposed to be a little Swedish lady.
Well, that's just something that we figured, Grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's mighty nice to have you here, Helga, but you are Swedish, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Ich liebe dich.
If I'm not mistaken, that's German.
Doggone it. That's what a body gets for learning too many foreign languages.
Hassie, why don't you show Miss Lindstrom where she can clean up?
Okay. Call me Helga, please. Right this way, Helga.
Hey, Grandpa, what's that ich liebe dich mean?
Well, that means I like dishes. But look, now that you met the new Lady Hepper, you can go on and get yourself dirty again.
Gee, thanks, Grandpa. You're swell.
The boy's just full of gratitude. He's grown up to be a great human being. I guess I'll go out and close up the barn. And Helga, I just want to pay out my compliment to you on a fine supper.
Thank you.
Ich liebe dich.
Why don't you two dance some more? It's so much fun to watch.
Well, it's more fun to dance. Come on, Helga, try it.
No, I don't think I...
Oh, come on, here, try it with me.
No.
Come on.
Oh, how do, Miss Murdoch?
I tried to get here earlier, but oh, it's been such a rush.
Yeah, well, I got the clothes ready for you.
Good. Sounds as if somebody's enjoying themselves.
Oh, yeah, they're really hooping it up out there in the kitchen.
How's the new girl working out?
Oh, just fine. Yeah, it's a real pleasure to have her around the house.
It would certainly appear that way.
Hey, why don't you come out in the kitchen and meet Helga?
Sometime later, perhaps. I'm wondering whether Kate would approve of her.
Oh, sure she would. Why, Kate couldn't make no better meatballs herself. No, she's all right. You got the grocery list, Helga?
Right here, everything we need.
Good.
Okay, how long did it take you to bob your head, Luke?
Oh, about a half hour, I guess.
Well, that's about all the time I need to get that paint for the barn, so let's all meet here in a half hour, huh?
Right.
Luke, how are things going?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Yeah. Kate's still out of town?
Yeah, that's right. I'm afraid she's going to be gone a while longer, too. She hurt her back.
Makes it nice.
Huh?
Oh, that it's only your back.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, about a manicure today, Luke, huh?
Are you kidding me? What? That kind of stuff's for snazzy fellas. I ain't no ladies' man.
Oh, I hear different.
Huh?
Mice will play when the cat's away.
With a bad back.
I sure wish you two tell me what's so funny, so oh! Now you went and done it, Al. You nicked me real good.
Oh, well, now, don't you worry about that, Luke. Little Swedish poultice will fix that right up.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, well, I hear she's pretty cute, Luke.
All right, now, all right, that's enough. Huh? Now, I know what you're driving at, and you couldn't be more wrong.
Well, now, just settle down, Luke. Just settle down. We're not driving to nothing. No, can't you take a little kidding? Now, go on, sit down.
So we got a nice, clean-cut-looking girl working for us. So what? You two, you just ought to be ashamed of yourselves for letting your mind get that narrow.
Oh, well, now, we're sorry about that, Luke. I just guess somebody gave us a wrong impression, that's all.
Yeah.
Helga.
Yes, sir.
You see, I just met a friend of mine around the corner there, George McMichael. He wants me to ride on home with him. So you tell Luke that, would you?
Yeah, sure.
And say, tell him that McGinnis tried to high-pressure me so much that I just could not decide on what color paint to get. And that me and him will get together on the barn later.
I see.
You don't look like you see.
I think I do.
Well, good. Now, you and Luke is going to ride on home alone, so I'll see you at the house later. And say, the barber shop is around that corner. Adios.
Ich liebe dich.
Say, you're going to be American before you know it. You know, Luke, it's funny how talk like that gets started.
Well, I guess misunderstanding's what's behind most people's troubles these days.
Well put, Luke.
Luke.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Helga.
I have something to tell you. You and I will go home alone. And when Grandpa comes to the house, we'll get together in the barn.
Hold on, Al. Just, you see, Helga don't speak English too good, and I think that she didn't get a message right.
Maybe she didn't, but I did.
Telephone. Hello?
Hello, Luke. How are you?
Sugar babe. How are you? That's fine.
Well, I just called to find out if you's all still coming up this weekend. Oh, well, that's good. How are you and Mrs. Jensen getting along, Luke?
Well, Miss Jensen ain't here no more. She had to go home.
Oh, well, in that case, you better get somebody else, Luke. Why did you ask Flora McMichaels if she can come over?
Well, we already got somebody else. It's a friend of Miss Jensen's sister from Sweden.
Oh? Well, I hear a lot of them Swedish girls is doing domestic work in America now.
Girls? Where'd you hear that from? I mean, you hear a lot of things sometimes, but that don't mean it...
What's she like, Luke?
What? Well, she's a friend of Miss Jensen's sister. I can imagine what any friend of Miss Jensen's sister would look like.
Luke, what is she like? I mean, is she old or young or middle-aged? What?
About half and half, I suppose. To tell you the truth, I ain't noticed her that much. Next time I get a chance to talk to her, I'll ask her what age she is. Yeah, I'll see you Saturday. Take care of yourself. I miss you, too.
Goodbye, Luke. I miss you, too.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Kate.
Kate? What are you talking to her for? You're going to see her in a couple of days.
Well, she just called to find out how we were. What's the matter with that?
All right. No need you jumping down my throat. What's eating you, Luke?
Grandpa, I was down at the bar. Come outside.
Well, I just come from there.
Outside. It's that barbershop crowd, Grandpa. I found out there's talk going around town about Helga being out here. I reckon that Miss Murdoch started it all.
That old flap-jawed windjammer. What kind of talk are they talking, Luke?
Hanky-panky?
Hanky-panky?
Yes, it is kind of unusual having such a pretty girl out here.
Oh, but, Luke, don't let that kind of talk upset you. It's just out-and-out dumbness. Why, it just don't make sense. Folks are thinking that me and she's a romancing. You? Who else? Well, me and little Luke's the only two fellas out here that resemble bachelor boys.
Grandpa, I'm the one they're talking about.
I mean, but you're married, Luke.
Well, that's just it. Can you imagine anybody thinking I'd cheat on Kate?
Oh,
I never heard
simmer
such...
down, Luke, simmer down. You just forget the whole thing. The whole thing ain't even worth fussing about.
Well, it's always so easy for you to be standing on the outside and have all the answers.
Well, that's because after 67 years, I know all the questions.
You must believe me, Helga. These rumors are all over town.
But Mrs. Jensen is all so silly. Luke loves his Kate so very much.
I still think it better for everybody you leave here. I could find you work someplace else.
Skvallertacka. People talk so stupidly.
And your talk can do a lot of harm.
I think it would do more harm if I leave. I think I stay right here.
But Helga,
besides, Luke would never permit me to go. He's a nice man. He wouldn't pay any attention to silly rumors.
Well, howdy, Miss Jensen. What's up?
Oh, this rumor's going round, Luke.
Rumor?
About you and Helga.
Oh, that. Oh.
You see?
I could easily find her another job.
It's all so stupid.
Oh, it sure is. It's just a lot of old flapjaws.
Skvallertacka.
Of course, if you could find a better job, I certainly wouldn't want to be the one to stand in your way. You see, Helga, I've always been sort of ashamed of the wages that we've been paying you. Why, a girl like you could get twice as much someplace else.
I see.
Helga, we're going to miss you, that's for sure.
I put my things together.
I can't believe that you leave Helga go. I can't believe that you'll be the one to show the white feather. Giving in to a bunch of flap-jawed, mealy-mouthed gossips.
Well, that's all right for you to say. It wasn't your good name that was being bandied around a barber shop.
Your name ain't the only name that's mixed up in this bandy. And by leaving Helga go, you put a black mark against her name.
You sure got a way of twisting a man's conscience around his own finger. Can't we leave well enough alone?
We could if it was well enough, but it ain't. I'll leave you with your thoughts.
Well, we sure
I came back.
Glad to see you, Helga.
Oh, Mr. McCoys.
Well, what do we stand around here for? Our tongues is practical hanging out for some of them meatballs.
I can feed you right away. I'll help you. Me too. Come on.
I knowed you'd do the right thing, Luke.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, I figured what was right was right. And to heck with that barber shop gossip.
Well, now, Luke, well-spoke words like them should be hanging over the mantel. Brown businessman's coop.
Her again.
Yeah. Don't leave her upset you now, Luke.
Don't you worry, Grandpa. She ain't gonna bother me one bit.
Good. Oh, hey, come in, Miss Murdoch.
I just dropped by for a moment. Hello, Luke.
Howdy.
My sister and I, we're driving up to Northern California, and as we're going through Bakersfield, I thought it would be rather nice to drop in and say hello to Kate.
Oh?
So, could I have her address?
Yeah, her address.
It's 454 Lake Street, ain't it, Luke?
Yeah. That sounds like it.
454 Lake. Incidentally, Luke, I hear that young Swedish girl's no longer with you.
Oh, yeah.
Luke.
Yeah. You tell Kate we'll be seeing her Saturday, and thanks a lot for dropping by.
That's the way. No.
The Hassie sure sees fun and everything, don't you?
Sounds like Hassie to me.
Well, that's because it ain't Hassie, it's Helga. Well, what?
It appears that Kate and I will have quite a lot to talk about.
Luke, if a bomb is going to explode, there ain't no sense in putting it off.
Yeah, well, you just lit the fuse, and it's burning right up the middle of the Bakersfield Highway. It might be a wrong number.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello?
Lou, Mrs. Murdoch's here. That's right. She's been telling me all about that young Swedish girl you have, Helga, working for you.
She talked all right. Here it comes.
Well, you just hang in there now, Luke.
Yeah, that's right, Sugar Babe. We got Helga here.
I understand you let her go and then you changed your mind and brought her back. That is true, then. Well, Luke, I just wanted to call and tell you how proud I am of you for not giving in to malicious gossip.
She's proud of me.
Well, knowing Kate like I do, I believe that, man.
Well, you know me, Sugar Babe. Yeah, that kind of stuff just rolls right off my back.
It sounds like Helga's appearance sure must have improved since the last time you described her to me, Lou.
Oh, Dan. Sugar Babe, I love you.
I love you too, Luke.
Bye.
Bye.
Grandpa, why don't 26-year-olds listen to 66-year-olds when they know they're right?
Oh, I don't know, Luke. I guess it's just that young'uns don't want to be cheated out of the golden opportunity to suffer. It's all part of growing up.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Morning. Buenos días, señor padre. Any folks at home? Sí, padrecito. Luke is inside. Be all right if I go in? Oh, yes, of course, señor padre.
Oh, that blamed God.
Oh, good morning, Reverend.
Good morning, Luke.
I'm sorry about the cussing.
When I hit mine, it's a real problem. All I can do is sit and stare holes through the curtains.
Luke, would you like me to? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right, Helga. Reverend, this is Helga. She's helping out while Kate's away.
Glad to meet you.
Thank you, sir. Could I bring you some coffee?
That would be fine.
Oh, thanks a lot, Helga. Yeah, well, sit down, Reverend.
Thank you. I wanted to call earlier, but being new here, things have kept me pretty busy.
Oh, yeah, well, we're sure mighty pleased. Grandpa was saying just this morning how anxious he is to show you around the place.
Well, what's he snooping around here for?
Well, it could be just a social visit.
Well, I ain't never heard of a reverend coming on a social visit so far away from mealtime. By the way, Luke, among the church records turned over to me by the Reverend Fisher was a pledge from your grandfather in a fundraising campaign.
Pledge from Grandpa?
$25. He's probably forgotten all about it. It's a $25 pledge.
$25?
Just happened to get a good price for apples that year, and I lost my head. Ain't been able to stand the taste of apples since. I hope Luke can handle the situation.
Oh, don't worry, Senor Grandpa. Luke will do the right and honorable thing.
Yeah. It's always been one of the boys' faults. Say, Luke, you seen my prayer book around in it? Well, good morning, Reverend. Good morning, Mr. McCoy. You know, it's mighty nice of you to come a-calling on us like this. It's like the good book says, he that hath mercy on the poor, happy is he. Proverbs 21.
Grandpa, the Reverend said he was looking over the books.
Luke, would you just keep an eye out for my prayer book, because we ain't never going to have enough money to buy another.
But, Grandpa...
Say, has that letter from the mortgage company come here yet?
Well, no, the mail ain't come.
Well, no matter. When it does come, just pile it up there on that heap of unpaid feed bills. Just sit up there, Reverend.
Here you are.
Oh, you just set it down there, Helga.
Well, I hope the coffee's good. But trying to stretch the same ground 7 or 8 days, it's liable to get a little thin toward the end of the week.
But I just made it fresh.
Thank you, Helga.
I'll take mine straight, seeing as how that's the last of the sugar, Luke. Being practical, penniless don't bother us none. After all, blessed is the poor, Matthew 5.
You seem to know your Bible.
Why, it's the most important thing we got. And we're going to hang on to it, too. Hang on to it till the last. Even after the furniture goes.
Now, look, Grandpa.
Luke, now maybe the Reverend would like something to go with his coffee.
Well, no, the Reverend
We might be poor, but we're still willing to share our few remaining morsels.
Excuse me, Reverend.
Mr. McCoy, I called to see you about your $25 pledge.
Oh, that. Well, Reverend, the time I made the pledge was... I had more religion than I had money.
The church can't function without support and help.
Oh, help. Now, there's something I can handle. Maybe I could paint some of them rooms in the church. You know a man can serve the Lord with a paintbrush, too.
Yes.
Blessed is he who considereth the poor. Psalms 41.
You really have an extraordinary knowledge of the Bible.
Yes, I sure have. Well, my pappy learned me all the Bible stories there is. Oh, I know fronters and backers.
How fortunate. It just so happens we need a new Sunday school teacher.
Huh?
Mrs. Judson conducted the class for 6 months, but the children were getting more and more unruly, so I promised to find her a replacement. Do you think you could teach a Sunday school class?
Well, now, yeah, I guess I could teach him, but I think there's other things that'd be more advantage to ye.
Teaching a Sunday school class might just take the place of your $25 pledge.
Blessed is him who knoweth when he's well off. I'll start Sunday.
Good day, Mr. McCoy.
Gee, it sure is great you teaching Sunday school, Grandpa.
Well, thank you, little Luke, thank you.
Yeah, at least we won't have to listen to that Mrs. Judson anymore.
Now. Maybe when she was a kid, her pappy didn't learn her like my pappy learned me, you see.
Well, I guess not.
Say, Grandpa, maybe you could help me with my homework.
From Sunday school?
Yep, 10 questions every week.
All right, little Luke.
Swell. I'll get my book.
Set yourself right down there.
Okay.
What kind of questions, little Luke?
Well, this week it's on Solomon.
Oh, Solomon. Oh, yeah, he was a fellow so all-fired smart and had all them wives. Though I never could figure how the two went together. All right, then, Luke, fire away. This is right up my alley.
Okay. When Solomon built his mighty temple, how many hewers of stone worked on it?
Huey who?
Hewers. Stone cutters.
Oh, stone cutters. Why didn't you say that?
Well, what shall I put down for an answer?
Well, I'll tell you, Luke, just for the fun of it, you take that question, I'll take the next one.
Okay. To help build the temple, King Hiram of Lebanon sent cedar and fir trees.
That's absolute right. Cedar and fir trees.
The trees were floated by sea to Joppa and then carried overland to Jerusalem.
Right again. Yes, sir. From Joppa to Jerusalem. Carried every step of the way.
Boy, you sure know your Bible, Grandpa.
Like a book.
Now, here's the question. How far is it from Joppa to Jerusalem?
How far did you say?
What shall I put down?
Well, now, little Luke, about them questions, is these the same kind of things the teacher asks you every week?
Nope. Usually they're a lot tougher.
Tougher? Well, I should think so.
What shall I put down?
Well, little Luke, I've been thinking I shouldn't ought to be giving you all the answers to these questions less than I give them to the other kids, too.
Well...
You wouldn't want to be called a teacher's pet now, would you?
I guess not. Thanks anyway, Grandpa.
It's all right, little Luke. Anytime I can help. Wonder if they're using a different Bible now.
Solomon's temple was made of giant stones cut by 80,000 stone hewers. The wooden floor was made from fir trees fastened by 50 shekels of gold. You got that?
Give me the questions.
What was the temple made of?
It was made of giant Hueys.
Giant stones. The hewers cut the stone.
Oh, now stop splitting hairs.
I'll read it again. Solomon's temple was made of giant stones cut by 80,000 stone hewers. The wooden floor was made from wood, and the temple was finally completed after 7 years of labor. Now, I make it very easy. How many years did it take to complete the temple?
Did we go over that before?
Chihuahua. I give you a hint. The number of years it took to build the temple is
6.
7.
Why don't you learn how to hint?
Okay.
Up to now, I'd say things are going along pretty good, huh?
When they made the wooden floors, how did they fasten them together?
Well, come on, let's get going.
Senor Grandpa, please, no more. I am asking you questions for 2 hours. I am hoarse from hinting.
But I just want to be sure I got everything down pat.
All right. How many years did it take to build a temple?
How many years, huh?
Senor Grandpa, what's the use?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hopeless, Pepina.
I wish I didn't have to agree with you.
Well, thanks anyways for trying to help.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I know one thing I ain't going to do. I ain't going to get up in front of that Sunday school class and look like a god-darn fool.
Well, the Reverend, he will not be too happy.
Well, I ain't no bundle of joy myself. Howdy, Reverend.
I got a message that you wanted me to stop by.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about something. You come on up and sit yourself down on the settee there.
Thank you. I brought along these books that I thought might be helpful in class Sunday.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You know, when I said I'd take over the Sunday school class, I clean forgot that Sunday school is on Sunday.
Well, just when did you assume we would have Sunday school?
Well, what I mean is Sunday follows Saturday night, you see.
And what's the problem of Saturday night?
Oh, big date, dancing, carousing, and all that.
Oh, I understand.
Good.
Because I'm going out myself Saturday night. Now, you just take a good, strong cup of coffee first thing in the morning. It'll set you up. Well, see you Sunday.
But just a minute. You know, I might not get in before 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm a goer, you know.
Mr. McCoy, why don't you tell me the real reason you don't want to teach Sunday school?
You think that I ain't smart enough? I know all this stuff. But to hold it in a 67-year-old brain, it just won't stick.
You don't have to remember it. Everything you need to know is right in those books. Now, you come down Sunday, sit down at the desk, and read a few of those stories. And don't tell me you can't read.
Grandpa, what's this little Luke tells me about you not going to church?
Oh, I just don't feel so put, Luke. Guess I got one of them viruses or something. Might be catching. Don't feel like I should ought to mix in crowds or nothing.
You don't look sick to me, Grandpa.
Oh, young Dr. McCoy.
What's this?
Oh, them's the books the Reverend brought over.
Books? You?
To read to the class. Truth is, Luke, I just ain't got to know how to handle that Sunday school class.
What do you mean you ain't got to know how? You told me all the Bible stories, didn't you?
Yeah, but they seem to tell them different now. Now, they got to know how far it is from Joppy to Jerusalem and all about them Hueys and... They want facts, Luke. And I just don't know them. I don't want to get up there and make a fool out of myself. Besides, not learning the kids nothing.
I'll tell the Reverend you're sick. I better get them kids ready. Little Luke, hurry up and get dressed. You're going to church.
Oh, Grandpa doesn't have to go. Why do I have to go?
Grandpa happens to be sick.
Well, if he's sick, so am I.
You ain't nothing of the sort.
And neither is he.
Now, what Grandpa does ain't no business of yours. You hurry up and get dressed. Sunday school's important.
Well, if it's so important, why doesn't he go? He's supposed to teach.
Look, the reason he don't want to teach is because... Never mind. If you ain't dressed and ready to go in exactly 5 minutes, there's going to be a lot of trouble here.
Well, I don't care.
I'm warning you.
Having some trouble here?
Grandpa, if you don't have to go to Sunday school, why do I have to go?
Who says I ain't going?
Well, gee, are you?
Of course I am. I was a little under the weather there for a spell, but I'm all right now. So come on, get ready.
Gee, Grandpa, you sure got better fast. Did you take some medicine?
I'll take my medicine when I get to church.
This is where the offices and the Sunday school classes are.
Oh, it's a very big church. I had no idea.
Well, Grandpa, we'll come by this way after services, and then we can all leave by the side door.
This reminds me, I once saw a picture out at a farm school. Now, look at
Well, see you later, Grandpa. Good luck.
Good morning, children.
Good morning. Good morning.
I guess the first thing I do is call the roll. Will everybody that's here raise your hand? That's good. Now, we can wait a spell before we get started, if there's someone wants to go get a drink of water or something. Nobody, huh? Well, the lesson this morning is going to be about Solomon's Temple. It's going to be real interesting, isn't it? Now, this here Solomon, he built this temple out of, all kinds of stuff. What time do you usually have recess?
How about now?
What's that you got there, son?
Nothing.
Let me see it. Let me see it. Oh, comic books, huh? You in the habit of reading this kind of stuff in Sunday school?
Well, it helps.
Man killing sharks, huh? You know something, son? This here fella swimming underwater with sharks? Why, that's tame as tiddlywinks compared with what happened to Jonah. Well, now, that's right. If you're looking for interesting things, there ain't nothing can hold a candle to the Bible. This fella in here, he's got himself a spear. When Jonah got tossed in the ocean, he didn't have no spear. He didn't have nothing. He wasn't swallowed up by no little bitty shark, neither. He was swallowed up by a genuine giant whale, big as this whole room. Just imagine, 3 whole days, the biggest fish in the world, and Jonah inside him whilst he's swimming around. But he being swallowed up by the whale was what saved Jonah's life in the end.
How?
Well, the whale spewed Jonah up on the shore. You see, that kept him from being drowned. Covered wagons. It's tame as mud compared to Moses' trip to the Promised Land. Why, one time, there he was. The Pharaoh's soldiers just snapping at his heels when he come to the ocean. Couldn't go one step further, so he turned around. And here comes all the soldiers swarming in on him, just like bugs out of a hard log. They had no more chance than a peanut on a railroad track. But did Moses give up? I'll say he didn't. You want to know what he done? Well, you just grab a hold of your chairs here, and I'll tell you what he done. This here young fella, Davy, he picked himself up a stone. And standing not more than 20 feet from him was this here big giant, tougher than one of them god-done 65-cent steaks. This here giant's name was Goliath. Besides being big, he was a mean one, too. Why, he looked like he was 20 stories high. But Davy never budged an inch. Now, me and you might have hightailed it out of there, but not Davy. No, sir. He wasn't that kind of a fella. He just slipped a stone into his sling. But he had something to go with it. You know what it was? It was a secret weapon. He had something more than that little stone. He had right on his side. Now, you can't get licked when you got that. But then he took his sling, and he started whirling around. Faster, faster, faster. Oh, sorry, Reverend. I didn't see you there.
May I see you in the corridor, Mr. McCoy? Well, that Davy was quite a boy, wasn't he?
Well, I guess I didn't work out so good as a teacher. I tried, but, well, I just ain't cut out for it.
On the contrary, Mr. McCoy, you've opened a lot of eyes around here.
What do you mean, Reverend?
Well, perhaps we haven't presented our Bible stories in the right way. Possibly too many facts and not enough, shall we say, of the drama?
Well, I just told him the way my pappy done told him to me.
And I think that's the best way. I saw the evidence, and it seems conclusive.
They did pay attention, didn't they?
Speaking for myself, and I'm sure all the parents, we'd be grateful if you'd take over the Sunday school class permanently.
Well, now, Reverend, that's a rightly fine honor. And I'd be glad to do it.
Good. I'm just glad not too many of the parents heard you in there.
Why?
Well, I've got to give a sermon upstairs. And believe me, you're a tough act to follow.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
You remember the night they still caught on fire?
You heard the explosion for about 8 miles around. I think he's went back there now. That's still coming down.
You left my head off at it.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Helga. Good morning, little Luke.
Well, by golly, look at you. Clean shirt, pants pressed, shoes all shined.
You look very handsome, little Luke.
Oh.
Look at that boy blush. He's just about the best dressed radish in town.
I'll get you some more coffee.
Thank you, Helga.
Well, I'll get it. You sit down. Thank you.
Well, now, if this morning ain't full of surprise, that boy's so girl done clean, so polite, I hardly recognize him.
Coffee, Grandpa?
Well, thank you, stranger.
Helga?
No, thank you.
Luke?
Ain't no catch.
Of course not.
Okay.
Are you sure there's not anything I can get for you, Helga?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, Luke, if you're finished eating, I'll take your dish and start washing it.
Now, little Luke, you ought to know better to shock a man of my age. Too much in one day is too much.
I'll do the dishes, little Luke.
I'll help you, Helga.
What the dickens has come over that boy? Well, it took a minute, but I see it now. I say the boy's got pangs for Helga. What? Why, them love bugs is just eating him alive.
Grandpa?
Right over here, little Luke. Walk to Bessie and turn left.
Grandpa, can I talk to you for a minute?
I guess that's what Grandpa's is for.
Well,
Well, go ahead, spit it out.
Well, I'd kind of like to talk to you about fellas and ladies and things like that.
Well, I guess it's about that time. Your voice cracks now and then. Let's go over here and sit down and talk it over, huh? Sit yourself right down there. Yeah.
Well, first thing, when they get married, is it all right if one is 10 years older than the other?
Oh, sure. I was 11 years older than Grandma.
Well, that's not what I mean. Is it all right if the lady is older than the man?
Well, now, it has been done. Are you shooting for a girl in the 8th grade?
Somebody else.
So you think you're in love, huh?
Well, I'm not too sure. But when I get near, I get kind of pumpy in my chest. And I get a sweating in my hands.
Go on.
It seems like I need a drink of water about every 2 minutes.
That's love, all right.
You think I've really caught it, huh?
Yeah. Now, look, I ain't going to ask you who it is, and you don't have to tell me unless you want to.
Oh, I'll tell you, Grandpa. It's Helga.
Helga? Well, now, you couldn't have made a better choice in womanhood.
Yeah, she's swell.
Oh, so that's why you're scrubbing in the clean clothes, huh?
Of course. You can't expect a terrific lady like Helga to fall for a dirty kid.
No. No argument there.
Grandpa, is it all right with you if I marry her?
Marry her?
Not right away, but it won't hurt to get it started.
Now, I'm sure glad it ain't right away, because I can't afford a blue suit right now.
So that's it.
Look at Helga.
Hey, Grandpa, did he get mad when you told him how crazy it is?
I never told him I thought it was crazy.
Well, don't you think you should tell him how silly it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, come on, Grandpa.
Yeah, now, look, I can see you two don't know nothing about puppy love. Joking and talking about it just makes it worse.
Yeah, well, I say we ought to nip it in the bud, and that's right now.
Now, Luke, don't try to tell me how to run a small boy. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I just hope little Luke doesn't get hurt.
No, it'll just run its course and wear itself out in no time.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Look, just forget it. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy him whilst he's clean. Helga. Say, Helga, I got something I want to tell you. You're going to be proposed to.
I'm going to be proposed to? By who?
By little Luke.
Little... That's funny. Nice, but funny.
Oh, but don't laugh when he puts it up to you, because this is real serious business to him.
Oh, I understand. One of my nephews in Sweden had what you call a schoolboy crunch.
Yeah, well, more than likely he ain't going to ask you to wait more than 10 years till he gets graduated out of school and then till he gets a ball-playing job for money and some cash in the bank and a roof over your head.
Maybe I should wait. He sounds very dependable. Thank you very much, little Luke.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. Is there anything else I can do for you now?
I think it's everything. You're giving me so much help, I'm finished with supper time.
Well, I was hoping you'd say that. Now we can sit down and talk.
Well, all right. What about?
Well, Helga, this might come as kind of a surprise to you, but I got a lot of admiration for you.
Thank you, little Luke. I like you very much, too.
Gosh. Well, to come right out with it, Helga, it ain't liking exactly. It's a real terrific boiling over admiration.
I'm very pleased, little Luke.
Before you came here, my life was nothing. It was just a bunch of kid stuff. Books, bugs, people giving me orders.
I'm sure it wasn't that terrible.
Helga, will you wait for me?
Well,
Please, Helga. Please say you will.
I'll wait for you, little Luke.
Oh, boy. You won't be sorry. I got a lot of characters that a lot of people don't know about.
I'm sure you have.
Take, for example, saving. I've been saving tinfoil for about as long as I can remember. I got a 20-pound ball of it in the barn.
Saving is a fine quality.
Well, you don't know half of what you got to look forward to. They tell me I'm going to be 6 foot tall.
That's a very nice height.
I inherited Luke's glands.
Hi, little
Oh, hiya, Ned. What do you want?
You coming to the baseball practice with me?
Well, I don't feel like practicing.
Well, the coach said to tell you it's a pretty important practice, so you better come.
Well, I got other things to do.
Well, okay, but I'm just telling you what the coach told me.
All right. I'll be along after a while. You go ahead, Ned.
Okay, check-a-la-rooney.
In a banana-ca. I'd like to help you, Helga. But I guess I gotta go to that darn old baseball practice.
Well, have a nice time.
You'll probably be pretty miserable while I'm gone.
Well, yes.
Well, don't be too miserable. It's only a 7-inning game. Hi.
You live here?
Yeah, I'm little Luke McCoy.
Oh, well, I'm Frank Grant, a friend of Miss Lindstrom.
Miss Lindstrom?
The girl who works here.
Oh, yeah. Are you a good friend of hers?
I guess you'd say I am. We've had a couple of dates.
Going out kind of dates?
She's home, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Well, have a good time, son.
Courting dates?
That's a word I haven't heard in a long time, but that's what I'm doing.
Hello, Frank. Come on in.
No, how pretty you look.
You surprised me. I didn't expect you so early. Oh, little Luke, I thought you gone baseballing.
Well, I changed my mind.
Oh, something wrong?
Well, yeah, kind of.
You are a little warm. Do you feel all right? Let me see your tongue.
Oh, I ain't sick exactly. It's just I think I wrecked the elbow muscle in my pitching arm.
Well, yeah, let me work on it a little. Maybe I can massage that cramp right out of there. You know, I used to be quite an athlete myself as a kid. I know how to handle these things. Let's see it, son.
Don't touch it.
I'll feed the basin in the bathroom and you can soak it. That should help.
Well, I'll just sit down here with you two and rest it.
Well, I'll get you a glass of milk and you can have some cookies.
Well, I'll help you. Who's he?
Just a friend.
How good a friend.
Oh, I just said he's, Little Luke, you're jealous.
Gee, you are promised to me.
Well, I made this arrangement with Mr. Grant before I promised myself to you.
I wouldn't want you to go against your word.
I appreciate your understanding.
Well, that's another good quality of mine that nobody knows about.
Here you are. Is your elbow feeling any better?
Well, I guess so, but it still is a little tenderish.
Oh, I thought it was your other arm.
Oh, gee. Hope it ain't spreading.
Oh, here, let me help you with that, Helga. I thought we'd be much more comfortable right over here. Oh, there we are. Helga, I was wondering if... Well, I was just thinking that... Little Luke.
Sir?
Maybe if you'd go and show your arm to the coach, he could help you with it.
He's too busy to take care of my arm.
Oh. Oh, say, I could use a little cream and sugar here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll get you some.
You know, most of the kids I know like to drink their milk real fast and get out and play.
Not me. My grandpa says you should drink your milk about as slow as it took the cow to make it.
Why is that?
Out of respect, I guess.
Little Luke, here's a buck. Now, go on, take it. You know, there's a picture playing at the Granada Theater that you'll love. It's Grazilla, the giant ape. Grabs a plane in its fingers, sinks a ship just by stepping on it, and eats the Empire State Building. 2 bites.
I don't know.
Why, you'll love it. Come on, live it up, kid. Why, you'll even have enough left over for a couple of sodas and a glass revolver full of candy.
I ain't interested. I'll just stay here.
Oh, come on, be a nice kid.
Nice kids finish last.
Thank you for a very nice evening.
Well, now, you don't have to go in right away, do you?
Oh, yes, I have to. I have a lot to do tomorrow.
Oh, come on. Stay outside a while. Look, there's a full moon.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's late.
Oh, please. Just for a minute.
If I was old enough, I'd kill myself.
Come on, Smokey, take a swing at it.
They're just gall-darned lucky.
Lucky? Winning because little Luke's pitching so bad.
Right. They're lucky he's a pitching.
I talk to you, little Luke.
I'll do better next week, Coach.
You won't be playing next week, little Luke. I'm not interested in having a boy on this team who isn't interested. I don't know what you were thinking about out there today, but you sure didn't have your mind on this ball game.
I'm sorry.
Now, if you're a little older, I'd say you were in love, but I know that can't be it.
Can I have another chance?
Sure, when you're ready to play baseball again and put your heart into it like the rest of the kids. But right now, we'll just forget about it. McIntyre! McIntyre's going to take your place.
Oh, no.
Give him your cap. Now, look, Mac.
Well, maybe we ought to call the police. Tell them what's happened to little Luke.
Yeah, I know. Give him a little more time.
More time? Should have been home hours ago. If he was running away, he'd be halfway to San Diego by now.
Oh, no. Your boy's going to ride a bicycle to San Diego with 3 busted spokes? Oh, that looks like him coming now.
Yeah, that's him, all right. Oh, wait till I read him off.
Now, look, you just keep a civil mouth in your head. Grandpa, I'll handle the boy end of it. Well, kind of late for a ball player to be getting in, ain't it?
Well, I ain't a ball player anymore, Grandpa.
What do you mean?
The coach don't want me on the team anymore. I sure did pitch rotten today.
Well, I do think your arm give it all it had to give, trying to make that curveball break. I don't think your arm and your heart was working together, little Luke.
Well, I just had so many darn things on my mind.
Well, you see, you just can't leave that happen when you're up there pitching.
Well, I couldn't help it. You should have seen that Frank fella when he brought Helga home last night.
Oh?
You know what he did? He kissed her. Right on the cheek. Nice guys don't kiss girls who's promised to other guys.
Well, now, that Helga's a mighty fine-looking girl. I imagine a lot of fellas be thirsting for them apple cheeks.
Right.
Well, little Luke, the way I look at it, you got 2 important things in your mind. Baseball and romantics.
Yeah.
And to handle both of them at the same time, now, well, it's mighty tough.
You're talking true, Grandpa.
I do believe, though, little Luke, you're going to have to give up one or the other.
Gee. Gosh.
You just got to decide what's the most important to you. Marrying Helga or baseball?
Gee, I sure don't want to give up Helga. But I don't want to give up baseball either.
She's really a tough one, ain't she?
Oh, you said
it. Well, you just got to figure out what means most to you, see. Standing up there, that pitcher's mound, just whipping in that baseball and maybe pitching a 2-hitter and being a big hero and all that. Or if you want to plan to marry Helga.
Maybe even a no-hitter.
What do you think?
Well, sure ain't gonna be easy to do. The poor girl's so darn crazy in love with him. Helga.
Oh, little Luke, I didn't hear you come in.
Helga, can I talk to you a minute?
Of course, what is it?
Maybe you better sit down. Oh, please. Helga, first off, I want to tell you, well, that you're the most wonderful person I've ever met in my whole life.
Thank you very much.
Well, it won't be as bad as you think. A lot of fellows will be thirsting for your cheek.
Little Luke, I don't understand English so well, maybe. Do you think you can go a little slower?
It's just so darn hard to say. And maybe even break your heart. Which I wouldn't want to do for Pete's sake.
Break my heart?
You know, Helga, there's a lot of other fellows. Bigger, stronger, and even nicer than me. You know, I ain't the cleanest kid in the whole world.
Little Luke, I wish you could tell me plainer what you're talking about.
Helga, I don't want you to wait for me anymore. Loving you and learning baseball is just too much for a man a boy's age.
Now I see. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Please don't cry.
I'll do my best to get over it, little Luke. It will be hard, though.
Gee, you're swell. You're about the best sport I know.
Did you tell her?
Uh-huh.
How'd she take it?
Well, she took it pretty hard, Grandpa. But she'll get over it.
Here. Take this $1 and buy her a box of candy so to ease her pain.
Thanks, Grandpa. Oh, hi, Mr. Grant.
Oh, hello. Is Helga in?
Yeah, she's in the kitchen.
Well, would you tell her I'm here?
Sure. Here, take this. Why don't you be a good fella and take your girl to a movie?
What?
Yeah, go ahead. There's a terrific movie playing. It's called The Giant Caterpillar from Out of Town. You see, these fellas are trying to catch this giant caterpillar because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's swell.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
All right, I think we should call the meeting to order.
I definitely think we should have the play.
They've always been big money makers.
All right, now. I still say it's a lot of nonsense.
Grandpa, the Grange needs the money. I'm for the play.
Right. Good. All right, quiet, please, everybody, or we'll never get any place. Now, I think the majority of us are in favor of putting on the play. After all, we've made money with them before, so why not stick with a good thing? Now, the only question is, who's going to offer to let us use their barn this year?
I still say a raffle would be better.
Now, whose barn can we use? Just raise your hand. I don't expect anybody to offer who's offered before.
A raffle.
That's fine, my boy. You're a lifesaver.
Guess that fella behind us must have a hole in his head or something.
All settled, then. McCoy barn.
The McCoy barn?
I offered it. I guess you didn't see me when I raised my hand.
Look, you out of your head.
Grandpa, the Grange has done a lot for us, and I think it's about time we retaliated.
Well, we got a busy barn, and we ain't holding up our operations for no silly shenanigans.
There some problem with the McCoy barn?
Oh, no, Mr. Barstow. We're only too happy to offer it, ain't we, Grandpa? Ain't we, Grandpa?
Delighted. Well, hi, George.
Hi, Amos.
Never had no idea you was coming over tonight, but you sure feel like a good game of checkies.
Well, I didn't come over to play checkers.
You didn't?
No, I'm just on my way down to the barn. You know, the first meeting and rehearsal of the play.
Now, George, don't tell me you got mixed up in that thing, too.
Well, I'm sure going to offer my services wherever I'm needed. Painting scenery or whatever it is. And, you know, Amos, it's the duty of every member of the Grange.
Oh, that's a lot of hogwash. I never heard the like of it. Luke's down there, Helga's down there making costumes or something. Even Peppina's down there. Now, I'll tell you right now, I ain't going to get mixed up in none of that foolishness.
You might change your tune if you knowed who was going to direct the play.
Who?
Miss Fay Ray.
Fay Ray?
Yeah. She just bought a ranch out here in the valley, and she's going to act in the play, too.
She is, huh?
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you say about going down, huh?
Fay Ray, huh?
Yeah, in person. Well, I got to be going. Oh, come on, Amos. Hey, come on.
No, George, I've been again this thing from the start. And I'm again it now. Fay Ray or no Fay Ray, I'm staying right here.
All right. Suit yourself.
tried to be a good wife to you, but something has come between us. Maybe it's this gold. Is it so important to you? Is it?
That's very good, Mrs. Comstock, especially for a first time. Would you like to try that last line again, and this time with just a little more emotion?
Is it so important, Arthur? Is it?
That's better. You'll do just fine, Mrs. Comstock.
Well, thank you.
Now, I'll need an older gentleman to play the leading man. How about you? Would you like to try it?
Me, Miss Ray?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't figure to do no acting.
Oh, go on, George. Get up there.
Oh, well, if that's where I'm needed,
Come on.
well, might as well tell you I ain't never done no acting before.
Don't let it worry you.
I might get stage fright.
Of course you won't.
Go on, get up there. Go on.
Now, this play is Greed for Gold, and it's played in the style of the times. You play a rich prospector who's madly in love with me. And regardless of the difference in our ages, I return your love.
Sounds like a whopping good yarn, don't it?
Now, the part you play is Abner Butterfield. Now, Abner is a forceful man, dynamic, a man of decision, completely domineering.
When do I start acting?
You can try it right now. Let's see, page 61. Now, that's the most dramatic scene in the play. This is where you offer me a bag of gold. And then we have the big love scene where you hold me in a passionate embrace.
Now?
No, not now.
This acting stuff could get in your blood.
Top of the page, please.
You're like a bunch of jackasses. Yeah, glad I ain't mixed up in it.
Trust me, my love, trust me.
But here I have security, my home, position, wealth.
I, too, can give you those things.
Then you step over to the table and pick up a bag of gold. We'll get some sort of bag for you. Go ahead.
Agatha, get your things back. We are leaving here tonight forever.
But Abner, what about John?
Bless John.
Not now.
I think they was having fun or something.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you spare some food for a poor prospect or who has not eaten in 6 days?
Yes, well, you didn't miss a word, did you?
Well, a little more practice, I think I could read it a whole lot faster.
Yes, of course. Now, you must remember that you're weak and hungry, and you should have just a little touch of desperation in your voice.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, that's what was missing, all right. Yeah. I wasn't quite weak enough.
Why, Amos, thought you wasn't coming down here.
Yeah, I just come down to get my whittling knife. I'm getting right back to the house.
Is this the kind gentleman who loaned us his barn for the play?
Oh, yeah, that's him, all right. Grandpa, come over here and meet Miss Ray.
I don't mind if I do.
Miss Ray, this is my grandpa, Amos McCoy.
I'm happy to know you, Mr. McCoy.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm happy to know you, too. I seen you in a lot of movies. Remember one I seen with a great big monkey called King
Kong. King Kong.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. You look even better in person.
Well, thank you, kind sir.
More power to you.
Sorry you're not staying down here with us.
Well, I ain't said for sure I won't.
We can certainly use all the help we can get.
You mean you'd like to have me work in the show?
What we need right now is a big, strong, strapping man.
Well, always felt that if somebody was to give me a chance, I'd be pretty good at this acting stuff.
Sure you would, Grandpa.
You see that pile of hay over there?
What?
Well, it's going to be in the way of the seats. Would you be kind enough to remove it? Thank you. That's a dear. We will appreciate it. And would you get rid of these chickens, too? Look here.
Hey, George, get yourself a pitchfork, and I'll make you my assistant, and then you won't be left out of things, see?
It so happens, Amos, that I am the leading man. I'm playing the part opposite Miss Ray.
You going to get to kiss her?
With passion.
How many times?
I kiss her on pages 14, 32, 43, and 61, and there's still 30 pages I haven't even looked at yet. So, I'm exactly what you'd call out of things. Amos, will you watch out for that dust? As an actor, I've got to think of my larynx.
Well, that does it.
Does what?
All that work for nothing.
What are you talking about, Luke?
George come down with laryngitis. He lost his voice.
Well, I wouldn't say that was such a great loss.
Well, I took him to the doctor, but it don't look like he's going to be over it by Saturday night.
You going to call it off, huh?
Well, what chance we got to find the right type to play the part with 2 days to go? Hey, Helga, why don't you and me go out in the kitchen and make some coffee and bring him over some cookies?
You say, Luke, is all the rest of them over there yet?
Yeah. Here's all the bad luck.
They say he's completely lost his voice. He can't even make a sound. I don't want to call it off, but what can we do?
Howdy, Miss Ray.
Hello, Mr. McCoy. I don't see that there's any choice.
You say it's too bad about George McMichael, won't it?
Yes, so fortunate.
You guess maybe I'd have to find somebody to take his place, huh?
I've tried. If only we had a little more time.
Now, look, it had to be a fella in his late 60s, won't it?
Yes. You all worked so hard.
The fella that's still got a spark of life left in him.
I know it's a terrible disappointment.
To handle all them love scenes and all that hugging and kissing and all that stuff.
I just can't think of a soul. Mr. McCoy, would you by any chance be interested?
Me?
Would you?
Well, it ain't never entered my mind, but I'd always been known as one to pitch in when I was needed.
Wonderful. Well, let's see if we can find a scene where you can really get the feel of the part.
Well, on page 61, it was kind of meaty, as I recollect.
Page 61.
Oh, I don't have to read it. You see, I've been kind of watching the rehearsals. I got all here in my mind.
You know it by heart?
Well, just about, you know.
Well, that's fine. That'll save us a lot of time. And I'm sure you'll do just wonderfully.
Well, thank you. Now, if you want to do that kissing scene on page 61, why, it's all right with me.
All right. But Abner, what about John?
Oh, blast John. You've always been mine, and I ain't gonna lose you again. Never.
I'm back.
You're supposed to be homesick in bed.
The show must go on.
Your voice, it sounds so much better.
Yeah, as late as 5 o'clock this afternoon, I could hardly hear myself talk.
I know, that's what we heard.
Then the doctor, he jabbed me with some of them biotic juices, and well, it was like a miracle.
Wonderful. Then we won't be needing you after all, Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy was kind enough to offer to play the part.
Huh?
What was that, Mr. McMichael?
Nothing.
I didn't want to do it anyway.
Mr. McCoy, since you've expressed a willingness to help, there is something very important you could do.
Oh?
As you see, on the night of the performance, we want to make sure that everyone gets to his seat on time. And unless somebody supervises the parking, it could be an awful mess.
Me parking cars?
Thank you. I knew you would. You're such a dear.
We all do what we have a talent for him.
That's just the way you want it, ain't it? Me out there parking cars while you're in here doing the acting.
Amos, please.
Why, you miserable little polecat, is just where your acting belongs, in a barn.
Will you shut up? I'm trying to avoid draft.
Senor Grandpa, you should not get so mad about this.
Well, what do you want me to do after the way I've been treated? First, they take my barn.
Well, they have to have a place.
Then they got me pitching hay and now parking.
You'll be doing a great favor for the Grange.
Say, Papini, what do them parking fellas get for parking a car?
Oh, some will get 50 cents, some others will... No, Senor Grandpa, you can't do it.
Well, why not? It's my property.
But the whole thing is for the Grange. Nobody makes a profit.
Well, I'm a-doing it, and you're helping me.
Senor Grandpa, you can threaten me. You can even fire me. But I will have nothing to do with this.
Well, what if I tell Conchita I seen you out with Carmen?
Thanks for parking with the McCoys parking lot.
Well, how we doing, Babina?
Good, but I still don't like it.
Everybody paying?
Well, there was a lady that forgot her purse, and I didn't charge the reverend.
Well, that's right, yeah.
And then there was Judge McMichael.
Didn't he pay?
Well, he said he was the star of the show.
Well, that shriveled up Rudolph Valentini. We'll see whether you pay or not.
This way, please.
You're not in this play.
What?
Back to your rooms.
Get your things back. We're leaving here tonight for good.
That's perfect.
Agatha, get your things back. We're leaving here. Oh, Amos, what are you doing back here just before the show?
I want my 50 cents.
You're insulting the star. It's unforgivable.
Mr. McCoy, whatever it is, not now. We go on in just a minute.
Well, he's trying to get away with that.
Mr. McCoy, please. And would you mind removing some of this wildlife?
Yeah, get your chickens out of here and stop annoying us actors.
Believe me, Senor Grandpa, there will be no more cars. The show has been on for almost an hour.
Well, I figured there'd be a few latecomers. Now, you see?
Si, senor.
Must be getting close to page 61.
Who knows?
I wouldn't miss that for the world. You see, now, I want you to count how much I took in.
You can't keep this, Senor Grandpa.
Look, do like I tell you. Count it, and when you get it done, bring it in to me. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to it. See?
Si, Senor Grandpa.
Life has been cruel to me.
Life has been cruel to me too, Agatha, but it has taught me a different lesson.
What lesson is that?
If I could only teach you to love me, you would learn that lesson too.
Abner, I do love you, but I'm afraid it is too late for us.
Where there is true love, it is never too late.
I feel so helpless.
Trust me, my love, trust me.
But here I have security, my home, position, wealth.
I, too, can give you those things. And most important of all, wealth. More wealth than you have ever dreamed of. Look.
Now, George.
I do think Mr. McMichael did just wonderfully, don't you?
Now, George.
I think we all had a wonderful evening, and after all, that's the most important thing. And all you actors up there, you did just fine. We want to thank you because you helped us raise the tidy sum of $204.
Peter, what's this? Money from parking.
What?
It was Senor McCoy's idea.
Oh, it's wonderful. Folks, I guess we're not through extending thanks yet. Now, will Mr. Amos McCoy come up here a minute? There he is. Come on, come on. Friends, we owe Mr. McCoy here a great big vote of thanks. I just learned he figured out another way to raise some money for the Grange. Parking cars. So on top of the ticket sales, we have all this, too.
But, Mr. Marshall...
How about a big hand for Mr. McCoy?
Mr. McCoy, the members of the cast want to extend their thanks. And a personal thanks from me.
50 cents. I parked my car, too.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Miss Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
George, I still say it's too late to be dropping in on people.
Flora, we got big news, and I want the McCoys to be the first to know it.
Well, I don't see why it can't wait till morning.
Oh, they're still up. The lights are still on.
I wonder who that is at this hour.
There ain't but one way to find out.
Well, George, Florrie, come on in.
Hello.
Hi, George.
Amos, have I got news for you?
This is a dreadful time to come calling.
Oh, that's all right.
What's up, George? Well, it really happened in the movies.
Oh, no, George, it really happened a long time ago. At least we started thinking about it a long time ago.
Yeah, my little sister's right again. But it really come to a head tonight at the movies.
All right, you go ahead and tell them.
Yeah. Well, Amos, on the silver screen, you see this fellow in a dugout floating down the Amazon River in South America. Then pretty soon you see the same fella riding a camel in the go-by desert. And before you know it, you see them, still the same fella, at the opera in Italy.
Well, now, it appears to me he done a lot of traveling just to hear some singing.
Now, Amos, you don't get the point. You see, this picture made me realize that I ain't never been no place Here I am, 65 years old, and what have I seen of the world? The valley here in Philadelphia.
I see what Mr. McMichael means. He wants to travel and see something of the world.
Boy, that sounds great, George. What do you do? Figure on taking a couple of weeks around the 4th of July?
Oh, no, Amos. We're going to travel for a couple of years, maybe more.
What?
In a nutshell, George McMichael Farmer is retiring from active service.
Retiring? You mean you're giving up the place?
Exactly. With the money we get from selling the farm, we can take care of ourselves nicely for the rest of our years.
Oh, George, you can't mean this.
I never meaned anything more in my life, Amos.
George has worked long and hard. He deserves a rest.
Now, look, you pay me mind. Ollie, you pay me mind. You know what's going to happen to him? I'll tell you what's going to happen to him. He's going to get the heebie-jeebies of the nerves.
George isn't going to be sitting still. We're going to be traveling, seeing new places.
Yeah, well, worse yet. Suppose he gets the heebie-jeebies away over there in Egypt. They just wrap you up from head to toe and stick you in a box.
Oh, them ain't sick people. Them's mummies.
No matter what you say, Amos, we're selling out and we're going places. As the sun slowly sinks in the west, with a tear in his eye, George McMichael, world traveler, and his little sister Flora bid a fond adieu to exotic Pango Pango.
Yeah. With a good case of berry.
Grandpa, Hilda sent this lemonade out for you.
You drink it yourself, son. Lemonade ain't going to cure what ails me.
Cheer up, Grandpa. Everything will be all right. I'll argue and swap lies with you. I'll even play checkers with you. You won't even know Uncle George is gone.
Well, that's a right nice thought, little Luke, but it won't be the same. You're a bit young yet, boy. Come around and see me when you get to be a mean, ornery old man. Say you're coming out, Pepino.
I'm sorry, Senor Grandpa. I didn't know you were out here.
You people got to learn to think on your feet. Where you going with that cultivator?
To the McMichaels. Senorita Flora wants to scrape around the flower beds to make them look nicer. A buyer for the farm is coming.
Customer coming already?
Well, if you're going to travel, I say get going.
Give me that. I'll take it over myself.
Oh, no. I was looking forward to a nice walk in the fresh air.
Well, the air over and back of that plow is just as fresh. Have some on me.
And you can see by this here tractor that all the mechanical equipment's been well taken care of.
Customers, huh? It might be a good idea to show them what kind of a neighbor Amos McCoy's going to make.
Uh-huh.
Looks sound.
Oh, it is. It's been delicately handled by a little old man who only used it to plow very soft fields.
Howdy, George.
Howdy.
I done brought over the cultivator the Flora wanted.
Oh, thanks, Amos. Oh, folks, I want you to meet my next-door neighbor and very best friend, Amos McCoy. Mr. and Mrs. Carl Tupper.
My pleasure.
Mutual to you.
Delighted.
Right back at you. Folks figuring on buying this here dust bowl, are you? George, a little sensitive about jokes on agriculture. It's a fine farm.
We think so. Lovely place.
Having nice neighbors is one of our considerations.
Well, old Amos here's as fine a neighbor as a buddy'd want to know.
Gives me such a feeling of security to know that nice people are nearby.
My little lady is high-strung.
Well, George, you only hold up your salesmanship. Go right ahead.
Good idea, Amos. I get some more equipment here. You can see the discs are practically new, not a nick in the blade.
Are you all right, my dear?
Yes, I think we'd better go, though.
Go? Oh, I got a lot more to show you. Over here, Mr. Tupper.
just look at that trailer.
Looks sturdy enough.
Why, Lorraine, what's wrong with you, dear?
Nothing. I'd just like to go home.
What about the place? Wouldn't you like
we'll
to?
let you know.
But honey,
I said we'll let you know. Now, come along, dear, please.
I'll call you later. I'll get you some warm milk here.
By jingo, Amos. What do you make of that?
Well, he said she was high-strung.
Yeah, but they up and decide to go just like that. Beats me.
You know something, George? I had him spotted when we first set eyes on him. What you need, George, is to have me around to check these customers so you don't get slickered.
You know, Amos, selling this place ain't going to be too hard, and from now on, I'm going to be kind of choosy about who the buyer is.
Well, now, that's a good idea.
You might as well live next to somebody you like.
You know, George, if they was to bottle up your thoughtfulness, it'd be just like a tonic for the whole human race.
Amos, that's the deepest thing I ever heard.
Well, what is friends for?
The kitchen's equipped with all the latest conveniences.
Sure is.
Look at that stove. And the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Oh, how about it, huh?
Yeah, everything looks fine to me. Sure does. Oh, just one thing I'd like to get clear in my mind is the boundary lines. Do you have a copy of the deed around?
Oh, sure. I'll get it for you.
All right. Yeah, this sure is a nice place, Mr. McCoy.
Yeah, it sure is a nice place. You gotta give George credit, too. He works hard to keep it this way.
Uh-huh.
Now, you take this roof.
The roof?
Yeah, brand new. Puts on a new one every year.
That's incredible. Taking off an old roof and putting on a new one every year?
Oh, George, don't take it off himself. He has it took off for him, free. You see, being at the top of the hill here, he gets a full blast of the valley winds every November. Off goes the roof.
That's terrible.
Oh, it ain't so terrible. You see, the old roof always lands in small pieces in the backyard and makes George all set for kindling wood for the coming winter.
I think I'll have a little glass of water. Anything wrong?
Let me get you a good glass of water. Yeah. I think I get rid of most of them.
But what was in there?
Well, go ahead, drink up. They're all gone.
But I want to know what was in there.
Well, I just can't say them scientific names.
I'm not thirsty.
Yeah, they're swimming around a lot easier now that it ain't so crowded in there.
Mr. McCoy, would you say goodbye to Mr. McMichael for me? I just remembered a very important appointment in town.
Well, it's a long, hot ride, and you better have a drink of water before you go.
Thanks.
Here's the deed, Mr. Copley. It's got the boundaries and where'd they go?
To town. He just up and took off, George. I guess he ain't interested in the place.
Well, that's funny. You know, Copley's the fourth one who just took off in the middle of things. You understand, Amos? You've seen it every time.
Well, real estate business is a funny business, George.
They all come in, they rave about how much they like the place, and zoom, there's a sudden change in their minds. It's a mystery to me.
Maybe it's the wrong time of the year to sell real estate, George. Maybe you sort of put off your trip for a few months and then try it again in the fall, huh?
Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that if things don't happen pretty quick. My newspaper ad runs out tomorrow.
Well, now that makes sense.
Excuse me, Amos. Hello? George McMichael talking.
Howard Wolfson, Mr. McMichael. I have your ad here, and your place sounds exactly what I'm looking for. Can I come out and look it over this afternoon?
Oh, sure. I'll be here all day, Mr. Wolfson. 3 o'clock? Sounds fine. Yes. Goodbye, sir. Hot diggity, my place is just what this fellow wants.
Well, now, George, look, don't go to pasting those stickers on your satchel yet till I see what kind of a feller he is.
Well, now, Amos, maybe you shouldn't be in on this one.
It ain't no trouble, George.
Oh, I appreciate your offer, Amos, but maybe I better handle him alone.
I won't be in the way.
Oh, I know that, Amos, but it's just that I don't want to miss out on this one. And, Amos, I may have to exaggerate on the finer points of the farm, and I wouldn't want to lie in front of an honest man like yourself.
Well, I don't mind if you lie a little.
No, you better not be here, Amos. I'd be embarrassed.
George,
no, it's all right, Amos. Go ahead. I'll handle him. Goodbye, Amos.
Bye, George. Bon voyage.
What are you doing up at this hour? It's after midnight.
Oh, I just can't sleep, Luke.
Are you sick?
No, I ain't sick. Luke, he's just downright selfish. No concern for nobody. He just sells out, packs up, and moves out. Leaves us to shift for ourselves.
Well, what are you driving at?
Remember, Luke, 5 years ago when we first came out here?
Sure do.
Remember how I was ready to go back to West Virginia?
You had your heart set on it.
Something come up to change my mind and make me take up residence California style. Remember, Luke?
You met up with George.
Nicest friend a man ever had.
So that's it, Grandpa.
So that's it, Grandpa. I'll tell you something else, Luke.
What?
George don't know it himself, but he's gonna miss me, too. You know, when he gets over there in Egypt and looks up at them big mummy hotels, he's gonna say, ain't that something, Amos? He's gonna look around, and I ain't gonna be there.
Well, I can't find no disagreement there.
Well, his mind is all filled up with that movie picture thing now, and his head is just inflamed with traveling, you see.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah, he's practically sitting between them camel humps.
Yeah, but you just give him a cooling off spell, and he'll change his mind. I know he will.
Grandpa, it's out of your hands now.
No, it ain't. And I ain't gonna take this laying down. And don't you forget, I give that man 5 of the best years of my life.
Care to join me at a tomato, Grandpa? They're mighty tasty.
No, not now, Luke. Maybe I'll meet you at the sink later.
Anybody home?
Oh, yes, we are.
Come on in, Florrie.
I'm putting things in order, and I wanted to return this casserole dish of cave.
I put it away, Miss Flora.
Well, it won't be long now, Florrie. You must be getting kind of excited.
Oh, so many things that have to be done in such a short time. We may be leaving any day.
Mighty quick.
George has just about made a sale with a Mr. Wolfson.
Florrie, I can just see you zipping around that Paris.
Everybody says it's breathtaking there.
Who knows? You might even hook up with one of them Frenchmen.
They make very good husbands. No. When I marry, I think I'll marry an American. I'd like to stay in my own backyard.
You know, Florrie, I just don't bring anybody up here to this favorite spot of mine.
I'm flattered.
This is where me and little Luke sets the muskrat traps. This is a special spot for a special occasion. Well, me and you has been rightly close for nigh on to 5 years now, ain't we?
We certainly have.
Folks on the outside have been linking us together by word of mouth. I think maybe it might be a good time to put a little proof in their pudding. You know, Florrie, I'm going to ask you now, face to face and hand to hand, if you leave me be your lawful wedded husband.
Amos, this is so sudden. You've caught me completely by surprise.
You know, Florrie, I think the three of us could be very happy together.
3 of us?
Sure, me and George and you.
What?
Well, George certainly ain't going to want to travel all by himself. And you want to be where your husband is.
Since George is the one you want to keep around, I suggest you propose to him.
Florrie, you're the one I want. Florrie, drink and live is cheaper. Wow! Florrie, wait!
Well, if it ain't the Arkansas Traveler.
Unhook the door. I don't want the strong words I'm going to say weakened by this screen strainer.
What's the trouble, George?
I just learned from the real estate man what you done to them people that wanted to buy my farm. Fishing stuff out of my drinking water and all that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And there's something else I'm even madder about. You toying with my little sister's emotional affection.
I didn't toy.
You did too, Toy. You toyed with malicious and selfish intent. All you thought about, Miss McCoy, was yourself.
Well, I can't deny that, George.
Oh, sufferings do you, Mr. McCoy. Because pretty soon, your old friend ain't going to be here to argue with you. And there'll be no one here to listen to them risky stories that you heard at the barber shop, and no one to play checkers with you.
Yeah, I know that, George, but you'll be all right, though. You'll have Florrie to play checkers with you.
Yeah, I can always... Flora don't play checkers.
That's right, but leastwise, she can argue with you.
Flora? Oh, she don't never raise her voice to no one. It's the kind of weakness she's got.
Leastwise, when it comes to them risque stories, wait.
Flora's a lady.
Yeah, that's right, George. Anyway, she'll be a good companion to you for more important things. Like when you get over to Egypt there, and you're looking at them mummies and them cemeteries and all that stuff, why... Oh, you're in for a real exciting time, George.
Red or black?
Black.
That's right. Why, you miserable, low-down, ornery, mule-stealing chicken thief, you move.
McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Ya verás cómo te va a gustar la familia.
Ah,
Sí.
está linda.
You wait out here in the porch. I will go tell him first.
Sí, Pepino.
Well, how's it look, Luke?
Well, Grandpa, even if we was to get top price for our tomato crop, I think we ought to hold off on that new incubator.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Pepino.
Senor Grandpa, I got something very important to tell you.
Can't you see we're busy? I seen a humdinger at the store, Luke.
Yeah, looks like we better keep expenses down for a while.
Well, that's the way you feel about it. Now, Pepino, what is it?
I am engaged to be married.
Well, why didn't you say so instead of standing like a dummy?
Can I have your permission, Senor Grandpa?
Why, sure. And say, you know, it's rightly nice of you to ask me. I appreciate that.
You're like my own grandfather.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Pepino, who's the lucky girl? Have we met her?
No, her name is Maria Ramirez. She's one of the Guadalajara Ramirez.
That sounds important.
Oh, they own acres and acres of wasteland.
Is that so?
If you'd like to meet her, Senor Grandpa, she's out in the porch.
Well, why didn't you bring her in?
She's very shy.
Shy? Them's the kind I like. You don't find them kind no more.
I go get her. Maria.
Sí.
This is Maria Ramirez. And this is Senor Grandpa.
Howdy.
And this is Senor Luke.
Pleased to meet you.
I am very happy to know you both. Pepino talks so much about you.
Yeah?
Hey, woke me up.
Little Luke, Pepino's getting married to Maria here.
Oh,
Well, ain't you got nothing to say?
yeah. Say, Pepino, what happened to that other girl that you were...
Good night, little Luke. Boy has bad dreams now and then.
When are you two figuring on getting married?
Oh, yeah, week. Next Saturday.
Well, if that's the case, we better set ourselves down here and talk about the wedding.
Oh, no wedding. We just go to the justice of the peace and poof, that's it.
Oh, no. The wedding's going to take place right here in this house. You're just like one of the family, and I ain't going to give up the pleasure of seeing you get married. No, sir.
What about the expense?
Oh, yeah, Grandpa.
It would be very nice to have a wedding in a house, Pepino.
Of course it would. All the people around it make it seem more important, too. Just like a auction or something.
My family would get such pleasure. We are all very simple people.
Yeah, well, we're kind of simple, too. I say we have the wedding here on Saturday night.
I will invite only my very, very, very close relatives.
Oh, well, how many's that?
How many you want?
Well, we was talking about just the close ones.
My father, he is close.
Oh, naturally.
My brother Pedro, he is close.
That's two.
My uncles,
Yeah.
Carlos, Ricardo, Juan, Manuel, and Miguel. My aunts Modesta, Chiquita, Juanita, Carmen, and Seferina. My cousins Jacinto, Santiago, Arturo, Alfredo, and Eduardo. The rest, they are not close.
Look.
Huh?
Is that as many as it sounds?
Well, I know it was 13 when we hit Seferina.
Well, this is going to cost too much. I cannot let you do this.
Yeah, he's right, Grandpa.
Well, so what if it costs a lot? Us McCoys is funny people. We does without things, but when it comes to weddings, why, there's never been no stinting. Now, Pepino, he's like one of our own kinfolk, so we'll go all out.
Well, look, Grandpa, we just ain't set up for nothing like this. Maybe we ought to wait till Kate comes back, see, and just let her take over.
Oh, no, look, we're going to have that wedding right here on Saturday night if I have to go out and get somebody to handle it first.
You are very sweet. And you know what Pepino and I are going to do for you?
Well, you don't have to do nothing.
Oh, yes, we owe it to you. After the wedding, when the orchestra plays, We will do a special dance for you.
Well, now, that'll be quite a treat.
Grandpa, I think you missed a point there. She said when the orchestra plays.
Orchestra?
Orchestra.
And I do something else for you, too.
Oh, no. Thanks a lot, but no, please.
When the champagne is open, I have my very first drink with you.
Champagne? That'd be a real honor.
Maria, maybe we'll go now.
Yes, Peppino.
Now, don't you folks worry about nothing. Me and Luke take care of everything.
Yeah, good night to you.
She is a shy one, ain't she? You notice how she sort of lowered her eyes when she mentioned champagne?
He must be expensive. That's gold lettering.
Well, you can't find out nothing standing here.
Oh, hello. Come on, please. I was just nimbling up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, well, you the Mr. Whatever that name is on the door there?
Hernandez. Pablo Hernandez. Is me, at your service.
My name's Amos McCoy.
Yep.
This is my grandson, Luke, here.
How do?
We're giving a big wedding for our hired hand, and we want to get kind of a small orchestra.
Of course. What is a wedding without music, eh? It's true, no, eh? Mr. McCoy, you are lucky. I tell you why. Because I happen to have available right now the finest musicians in the business.
Well, it's for this Saturday night.
This Saturday night? Well, sure, of course. Está bien. We get Sanchez for the bass fiddle. Carmen on the trumpet. Calles on the violin, pling, pling. And of course, Lopez. Lopez, when you hear him on the bongos, I tell you something. It's you, Baba. You're going to get yourself such an orchestra. Every man is un artista.
Well, just how much is these artistas going to cost us?
Excuse me, I'm going to figure out. It's $40 in all. American money, eh?
$40? Well, we can't afford nothing like that just for music.
Mira, just for music, you see.
Say, how about cutting out that bass fiddler fella?
Senor McCoy is like cutting out the heart out of the orchestra, please.
But it ain't like he's playing music or nothing. It's just them thumping sounds.
Oh, the thumping sound, eh? You know what it's like to play without the...
What about the trumpet, then?
No. It's my wife.
Look, now, we got to cut the cost down someplace. Now, it's either your wife or the boom boom.
The boom boom. ¿Por qué a mí? To think I've come to this after 5 years with the Mexican Philharmonic.
In other words, you want it completely catered.
Yeah, we don't want to do nothing at the wedding except and cry.
Yeah, that is during the ceremony, not when we get the bill.
Well, in that case, we'll use our very best Wedgwood dishes and our loveliest silverware. And, of course, you'll have the steak dinner.
Yeah, that'll be fine, Luke, huh?
Now, what about hors d'oeuvres?
Who are they?
These little doodads with the toothpicks jabbed into them.
Oh, well, we got to have a flock of them, yeah.
They're expensive, Grandpa. These people don't stand over a hot stove frying them little green olives just to keep their hands warm.
I'd suggest pigs in blankets, cracked crab with crackers, curry stuffed eggs, teriyaki, guacamole, and peanut butter surprises.
Yeah, and maybe you could put down a bowl of ham gravy so they could dip them in that and sort of kill any taste that was strange.
Whatever you want, Mr. McCoy. Now, how many people are you expecting?
Well, the last count there was 18. And then there's 4 of us McCoys, you know. But we ain't going to start eating until we see that things is going all right.
I see.
How much you figure that's going to run us, Miss Pearson?
Oh, I don't have to figure. It's our standard wedding dinner, $8 a head.
What?
Did I hear right, Luke? $8 a head?
Yeah, and that's the part that does all the eating. 18, it comes to almost $150. Miss Pearson, I'm afraid we're going to have to cut down the cost just a little there. Instead of them Wedgwoods you was talking about, could we maybe use paper plates?
Now, that's good thinking, Luke. That's good thinking.
Paper plates?
Well, not the cheap kind. They got to have some heft to them, you see. Elsewise, the gravy soaks right through your pants.
What other retrenchment do you plan on?
Well, maybe we could have chicken instead of them steaks. That saves a little money.
That'd be good, Luke.
You insist on chicken on paper plates?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but it's savage.
8 more people.
See, Peppino, darling. Some relatives of mine from Acapulco.
But Maria, Senor Grandpa has already spent more money than he can afford. I cannot do this to him. He's like my own grandfather. No, it is too much for Senor Grandpa.
Don't worry about Senor Grandpa. You worry about us. My cousin Carlos has a big fishing boat. If he likes you, maybe he'll let us use it for our honeymoon, huh?
I hope he doesn't like me.
What?
I get seasick.
Now, you go tell him there are 8 more people.
No, I say no.
I say yes.
I do not understand you, Maria. You said you were very shy.
Are you telling me I was lying?
Well, no.
All right. If I say I am shy, so don't argue.
I don't like to argue.
Good. Then you go tell him there are 8 more people.
But, Maria...
Now.
It's a very unusual girl. Because where do you find a shy girl with so much nerve? Till death do us part. That's a very long time. Sometimes it takes a wedding to make a man realize he should not get married. Maybe in a year I get to know her better.
Oh, hi, Peppino. Well, I was a happy bridegroom today.
Well, that's what I would like to talk to you about. Senor Grandpa, I think we're rushing the wedding.
What?
See, I have my reasons.
Oh, well, I think I know what they is, too.
You do?
Oh, sure. You're worried about how much this is costing us, ain't you?
Well, yes.
Well, now, I appreciate you thinking that way, Peppino. But you're getting a real McCoy wedding. And I don't mind telling you, and I'm getting just as much pleasure out of this as you.
Then everything is said?
Yes, hey, now, Peppino, I know just how you feel. You get that scary feeling fellas has just before they get hitched.
I'm very scared.
Yeah, well, it happens to everybody. It happened to me. It even gets worse when you start down the aisle. Teeth started chattering, knees started knocking. You get that cold sweat all over. Just like having the flu.
It happens to everybody?
Yeah, but you're lucky now. You got that sweet little girl in Maria there.
Yeah.
And I can see that you're going to be the boss, which is a good, healthy sign itself.
Yeah.
Now, take it easy, boy.
Si, senora.
Yes. Saturday's going to be a big day for both of us.
I think that the Alamo was on a Saturday, too.
Thing of beauty, ain't it, Luke?
Yeah. And I seen everything they got in the kitchen. Whew, it sure looks tasty.
Say, it's clever how they can cut that stuff up just the size of catfish bait, ain't it?
Grandpa?
Yeah.
The record player's all fixed up for the wedding march.
Oh, good work, little Luke.
When's the orchestra coming?
Oh, later. We don't want none of that bongo stuff till after the ceremony.
You sure got a lot of flowers, Grandpa. Smell good, too.
Yeah, I kind of went overboard, Luke, I think.
Here they come.
Oh, right on time.
Let's go greet him.
Come on in.
Set yourself down.
Just make yourselves at home in there now, all of you.
Everybody.
All right in there.
Howdy, Maria. I'm Amos McCoy. This is my grandson, Luke.
This is my father, Senor Ramirez, and this is my brother, Pedro.
Well, sure glad to meet you, Pedro. You too.
Likewise.
Hello. Say, wasn't there supposed to be more of you?
7.
Where they at?
There in the old truck, it goes slow.
Well, just as long as they all get here.
When do we eat?
Well, right after ceremony.
They'll make it.
Well, shall we all go inside? Oh, little Luke, you stay out here and watch the reverend, will you?
Now, Maria, the way we had it worked out was the procession starts from the hallway there, you see. And you come right down here, and right about here you take your vows.
Where do I get dressed?
Well, any place.
Well, I've got to have a room.
Well, all right, we'll work it out. We'll work it out, all right.
What is all this?
Oh, that was them hors d'oeuvres. You know, them appetizer things.
No tacos?
No tacos.
They look soggy.
Well, that's the way they're supposed to be. That's why we just serve peanut brittle.
Take it easy, Grandpa.
What comes after?
Broiled chicken.
What?
You got something to say?
Guadalajara's a long way for chicken.
Well, don't eat it then.
I'll see.
How do you like the flowers, Maria?
What's wrong with fresh ones?
Yeah, let's get some fresh air, Grandpa.
Papa, I go get my veil.
All right. I would like to meet the groom. If I know Maria, she will be handsome and tall. Hey, muchacho, would you get me a glass of water?
You, Senor Ramirez?
So, for a glass of water, you got to be somebody?
I would like to introduce myself.
Later, I'm thirsty.
But you don't know who I am.
I can leave.
I see you have met my fiancé.
He's very rich.
No, Papa. Pepino, I'd like you to meet my father and my brother Pedro.
I'm very happy to meet you.
Maria. Maria, that was the best you could do?
Papa, ya tengo 25 años.
No.
Sí.
You are already 5 years old? You've been gone such a long time, I forget. You know, he looks better.
Well, anything wrong here?
What could be wrong with a son-in-law?
Well, Maria's a lucky girl to get him.
Pepino, I would like you to meet some of my relatives.
Later, Maria.
No.
But Maria...
You heard what I said.
But he don't want to meet him right now.
That is our affair. Come on.
Maria tells me he will make a good fisherman.
Oh? But what did Pepino say?
What's the difference? Whatever Maria says, that's what he'll be.
Oh, is that so? Well, listen to me, Mr. Ramariza, or whatever your name is. You tell her that Pepino's a farmer.
Today. Tomorrow he is a fisherman.
Rainbow, the Reverend's coming.
Ay, caramba, Pepino. Go inside and comb your hair good.
It is gone, Maria.
It is a mess. Now go. Papa, you come with me, help me get ready?
All right.
Shy little thing, ain't she?
She sure fooled me, Luke. I never knew she was like that. I wonder if Pepino knows what he's in for.
Well, at this hour, there ain't much he can do about it.
my beloved, we are gathered here in the face of this company to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony, which is an honorable estate. Into this beautiful union, these two come now to be joined, and we here wish them joy as they go forth to the establishment of a new home. If any man can show just cause why they may not be joined together, let him now speak, or else forever let him hold his peace.
Stop!
What is the meaning of this?
I'll tell you the meaning. Why, this marriage has got unhappiness writ all over it. Them two weren't meant for each other, and I'm calling it off.
Senor Grandpa, you have saved my life. Wait a minute. This man proposed to my beautiful 25-year-old daughter, and she accepted. The marriage is on, right?
Wrong! Now, weapons like this has been used to make marriages. But for the first time, this is going to be used to break one up. Now, get! All of you!
Grandpa, put that gun up.
Now, hand this loop, get!
Wait. Are we afraid of a gun? In that case, I have an announcement to make. The marriage is off. We go.
Adiós. Feliz viaje.
That was a close one.